I tell you what.
I liked it.
I liked you anywhere.
No,
in their belly to come out and clinch what they feel is theirs. They've just had a dominance on ANZAC Day and the North Albury Football Club as a whole for a long period of time, and now we find themselves in very different, unfamiliar territory.
Well, we heard Frankie talk about it earlier, didn't we, Daniel Maher, that he only lost 2 in his time that he played in at Albury, so it doesn't happen very often. Dan, last year they just got over the line when Josh Murphy had that shot on goal late to try and snatch it for North. So after talking to Michael Duncan this morning, walking in, he was very disappointed with how they performed last week, and he thought they'd be able to bounce back, and they had some things in place today that they might be able to put North Albury under pressure. So I reckon they'll come out all guns blazing, and they'll be ready to go. And I think that they'll love being going in the underdogs. I think Albury, they haven't had to do that for a very long time, but I think they'll definitely take that tag and go, righto boys, no one's backing us. Let's get around it and let's really put them under the pump.
Yeah, I agree with Mon. I think they'll come out. I'm probably a little bit worried about when the dust settles and when Albury get to play their actual game, Lukey, because they just haven't fired a shot at all this year. So the only player in their team that's averaging over 20 disposals is Jake Gaynor this year over the first 2 rounds. So they're just not getting their hands on the footy. And I don't know whether to put that down to. They're averaging only 16 scoring shots a game as well. So that when they get in the 50, they're not penetrating kicks on goal. And obviously they got a free lesson last week, and those stats are padded because of that. But I really do think Albury are in a tough spot. And we can talk about, showing effort and coming out. But after the dust settles after the first 20 minutes, your game plan has to hold up. And at the moment, Albury's game plan is so far away from holding up. And against a good team against North, I'm still a little bit worried about them.
Yeah, Dan, we saw patches of it last year, didn't we? And already at the start of 2025, they just haven't been like the Albury of old. So what will they do in the opening term? As I mentioned before, I just don't think they can trail at quarter time. I think they've got to be in front, because the form they're in coming off last week's game, I couldn't see them rallying and just pulling back the Hoppers. So the pressure is on the Hoppers today. They're absolutely expected to win this game. There's no doubt about that. We framed a market. They'd be red-hot favourites, Gussie.
Yeah, they would. But I think the North Albury Hoppers today will be slightly relieved that there is no Isaac Muller, who can potentially be their most influential player. But by the flip side of the coin, North Albury were not by any stretch of the imagination impressive against the Wodonga Bulldogs. In their first look, without Josh Minogue, you take the Gardner boys and their dominance out of the game. They did struggle to find a way to hit the scoreboard. Their tools like Nathan Dennis have had a slow start to the year. Caden Winter, when he floats forward, hasn't hit the scoreboard yet, and they relied heavily on the influence of Ben Rigoni, Kane Flack, and also the coach in Timmy Brumed to kick goals. It's an area they're going to need to delve into and find a solution for.
How many goals wins this game today?
15. It's going to be a high-scoring contest for mine.
Right.
We're about to cross our boundary side for the ANZAC Day ceremony.
Thank you, mate, for that.
Of course, Blake Panderescott from the O&M Live call team. He'll be joining, or hosting, I should say, the pre-game ceremony. And I tell you what, he's got the pins out today, boys, doesn't he?
Yeah, Panda. He's actually left those bone strides at home today. He's wearing another couple.
I know, and those shorts are extremely short. I can't believe he's sporting them. But no, he's looking good, Panda. Is green his colour? I don't know.
I don't think he's opted for the spray tan today either.
No,
Panda.
He hasn't. But he's going to have the mic soon, and he's going to do a great job, as he always does, our man Blake Panderescott.
I'll get our man Scott Montgomery to give us a wave if we're all set up down there. We're good to go. And we will cross boundary side as soon as we can. The North Albury Hoppers hosting ANZAC Day here at Bunton Park, and the ANZAC Day ceremony about to get underway.
So Mick, you've got your run sheet there.
Not too far away from joining them down there. We do have a good bit of coverage this afternoon, which is a positive, gents.
Fantastic, Gussie. Yeah, I'll tell you what, how lucky are we on this day to be able to be, sitting up here in a beautiful spot, got a great vantage point here at North Albury. Ground looks fantastic. 2 super teams about to do battle. Dan, we've got it so good, don't we?
Oh, we do. It's an absolute privilege, as we said, to pay respect for the people that fought for our wonderful country, and it's great to be up in the box with a couple of good mates. But yeah, no, it's an amazing day, and it'd be such a privilege. I know we talked about a couple of games, and one game shouldn't be on, but the privilege of playing on ANZAC Day it must be amazing for the player.
Yeah, that extra extra bit of buzz, eh? So we got some. It's good to see a few fans out having a kick too on the ground here at Button Park.
And the numbers, and the one thing I really love to see is the young tackers tagging on the end of the line as well, paying their respects, which is awesome.
That's right. We've got the netballers out there and the juniors, as Dan's just mentioned. So we're getting ready, both teams in the lineup, and the umpires. Let's not forget them. They'll be looking forward to a big day. Also, a great occasion for them also. So here come the Albury seniors, Gussie.
They're a little bit late onto the venue.
They are.
But we're just about to welcome them onto the ground. A big pump up, I'd imagine, would come from their coaching staff this afternoon.
And the one thing they always do amazing, Gussie, is their Guernseys. We talked about it last week. They always do amazing commemorative Guernsey for the ANZACs, and that's no exception today. They look amazing.
Yeah, for those listening on 1494 2AY, they're wearing their predominantly yellow Guernseys with the ANZAC soldiers at the bottom.
We'll take this opportunity to cross boundary side now for the ANZAC Day ceremony. Led by Mick O'Callaghan from the Albury RSL.
Thank you. Just a reminder this year that it's pretty significant with all the... hey, you blokes in the bar. Thank you. It's pretty significant with the monument, and it's 50 years since we all come home from Vietnam, the last group. So it's really important to remember them. So... they shall not grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. All yours, Billy. We'll just now have a minute's silence, thank you. Jodie's going to sing the Australian national anthem.
Can you? He's Jodie Schultz.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
A beautiful rendition of Advance Australia Fair from Jody Schultz as North Albury prepare to lock horns with the Albury Tigers.
That concludes the service.
Here on 1494 2AY. Arch rivals going head to head in what is going to be a massive game of football here on O&M Live. Gus McLeod, Scott Montgomery, Dan Vaccaro and Luke Francis, your O&M Live call team. And I'll tell you what, gents, the ANZAC Day ceremony, it always puts the hairs on the back of your neck standing up. It sends a shiver down your spine, and it gives you a really good chance to reflect on how lucky we truly are.
Yeah, you're right about that, Gussie. It really is something else. We lost over 100,000 Australians at war over such a long period of time, and my goodness, it is something else, Dan, isn't it? It really gets you going, gets the blood pumping.
It was a perfect rendition, and the respect out there was just amazing. And as we said earlier, it's such a privilege to be doing this day. So I can't wait. Now it's time for footy.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
It's going to be good, and
okay,
as we can see everyone make their way off the field, and we're going to get ready to get it on.
We certainly are, Dan. We might see where Scott Montgomery is up to. He's down on ground level for the Newmarket. Scotty, have you got us yet?
Yeah, I got you boys loud and clear. So, yeah, how good is that? Just the whole crowd went silent eventually, and, yeah, it was a really good service. And I'll tell you what, nearly get that the hair stand up on the back of the neck. Wish like you were playing when you hear that sort of stuff going on.
Absolutely. Scotty, the ground condition?
Yeah, pretty well perfect. A little bit wet in the middle, actually, boys. I heard during the week just got a little bit overwatered through the middle of the ground. And
Panda's fault?
Yeah, I'm blaming Panda. But other than that, mate, it's in great nick. Good grass coverage everywhere else. So, yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, beautiful. You think Ben Kelly is starting the ruck, Scotty, with Isaac Muller out?
100%, absolutely has to. I don't see any other option. They've got to start in there. I think he'll start there. And that's probably why they've brought in Lucas Conlon, who's probably a bit short of a gallop this week, to make sure they can cover down back. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go. And
have we seen Jackson Kelly out there as well, Mon?
Well, I didn't actually pay attention because they were a bit late coming out.
They were very late.
The Albury boys, yeah, they were still warming up when the siren went for the twos. So, yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that when I get back down there.
Yeah, we certainly will. So we've got the Albury Tigers warming up towards the Logan Road end of the North Albury Hoppers at the Sports Club end. Rightio, Dan, 40-wing stat sheet. Who are we taking a look at, mate, today?
For North Albury on the 40-wing stat sheet, we're going to be looking at Ben Rigoni, Timmy Broomhead, Julian Hayes, who's putting together a really good season, Archer Gardner, the player of the day on the Good Friday match last week, and Caden Winter. Needs to lift a little bit, Caden Winter. I reckon today we're going to see it. And over to Albury Tigers, Jakey Gaynor, we're taking his numbers, Jackson Kelly, Jimmy Grills, Michael Duncan, who's got a new move in the midfield we might see a little bit more of today, and Max Byrne off the halfback will be dangerous as well.
Beautiful, Dan. Now, just give us that stat again about Jake Gaynor. He's the only man in the yellow and black this year
to average over 20 disposals a game.
To average over 20.
Speaks volumes of they're not getting their hands on the footy, and hopefully today that changes for Albury Tigers' sake.
Yeah, you're right about that. So, pre-game is done now for Solar Plus Electrical. We're looking forward to this super clash. Round 3, Anzac Day at Bunton Park, Gussie.
Yeah, looking forward to it, gents. It always is a fantastic day on the footballing calendar. And like Daniel Maher said in the pre-game, joining us, first versus last or anything in between, it doesn't matter where these two sides are situated on the ladder, the complete and utter hatred they have for one another is always very strong. And Monty, as a few refreshments are sipped on this afternoon, we'll start to learn a bit more about that from the spectators.
Oh, I think we already know all about it. I think there's much more we can learn about it, to be honest. So I reckon if it's a tight one, we'll definitely hear some new words getting thrown out, especially with the bar right below you guys there in the commentary box. But just after that question, Jackson Kelly is out here, boys, running around, so he is playing.
Get a bit of a look on his finger if you can.
I'll just ask him as he comes out if you want, and I'll just say, mate, show me your finger.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we want to see.
How good's that?
Of course, we're about 2 minutes behind start time here, so a slight delay in the start of the game. I think the ceremony was a bit of a delayed start.
Yeah, I think Albury might have caused that. They were a bit slow coming out, boys, so that might have been the issue.
Let's hope they're not slow to start if they're slow to come out of the rooms. Monty, conditions at ground level. Bunton Park is in much better nick than what it's traditionally been across the last few seasons.
Yeah, it's perfect footy weather, really. It's warm. Ground is in great nick and not really wind. If anything, it's probably going to the Logan Road end, maybe a goal or two at most, but not much at all.
Captains are coming to the middle. George Goody of the North Albury Hoppers and Ryan Garthwaite of the Albury Tigers. How's this for a stat? George Goody is the only player for the North Albury Hoppers in this side that's played in 7+ Anzac Day games, but never had a win as the captain or a player of the North Albury Hoppers. So no one from North Albury has won on Anzac Day for North Albury.
I just wonder,
40 links for you.
Good stat.
I just wonder how many players have played actually on Anzac Day between the two teams. Do you reckon it'd be more from the Tigers or more from the Hoppers, Dan?
I reckon from Albury.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, well, the guys that have been here before, Jake Gaynor, Jay Hillary, Matt Walker, Will Blomley, he always finds himself in against the North Albury Hoppers, that's for sure.
It's because he's an annoying prick.
Monty, you've got a toss. Who won?
Albury King and Logan Road end, boys, I'm pretty sure. I was actually distracted. Young fella, Lenny Dotello, how do you say his name, boys? Detoli.
Yeah.
Was getting a photo of his missus out the back of the huddle while Garthy was trying to call him back in, and she's a North Albury netballer, so I got a bit distracted by that and never seen that before in a warm-up.
Well, there you go.
So
Lenny,
you've seen it all.
Ethan Detoli, the boy from Finley. He's I've got a cross next to his name, just kickstart proceedings. No PDA before the game.
Monty,
I've
you
never
never
seen
got a
that
photo
before.
with the missus out in the field?
Nah, not on the field, boys, that's for
Did she
sure.
come and watch you?
Nah, maybe once.
Maybe.
I was a bit early. I was always at 12 o'clock, Dan. She wasn't normally ready to go by
Good
then.
the 12
So
o'clock operators.
yeah, they're the best normally.
Yep.
Monty, a tip from you this afternoon, thanks to our friends at the Newmarket Hotel.
North by 3 goals.
North Albury by 3 goals.
I'm going to go North Albury by 6 goals.
Now, Monty, have you picked the wrong way, or is Ryan Garthwaite?
No, I might have picked the wrong way. As I
Okay.
said, I was a bit distracted and I thought I saw him pointing that way, but he could have been maybe pointing at Lenny, who was out the back there.
That's all right. So it
Maybe.
looks like the Albury Tigers will kick to the Sports Club end. The Hoppers will kick to the Logan
It's
Road
actually
end.
got a new name, the Stan Sargent end, actually, as of today. Gussie
And it's
got
on.
named.
There we go. How good's that? Stan
George,
Sargent.
and George has started it straight away, boys.
Typical. Dan Vaccaro, a tip and a margin from you for 40 winks.
North Albury 6 goals.
Luke Francis for McRae Motors.
Hoppers by 4 goals, Gussie.
I'm going to go North Albury by 7 points. I just think the Albury Tigers are too much of a proud club. They will not cave in or bend over this afternoon. They've got too much to play for. Anzac Day footy on your home of sport. The first term is coming your way thanks to A-grade oils and batteries. Dan Vaccaro, Scott Montgomery, myself, Gus McLeod, and Luke Francis, your O&M Live
Matt
call
Walker
team.
in the middle to start, boys.
Siren about to sound. The Sherrins are off and Anzac Day footy is underway on O&M Live. The Tigers and the Hoppers.
Opening bounce on a day like no other. Broomhead, first possession out of the centre to Rigoni, and they feed Archie Garner. So the Hoppers, a little clean early, but this one comes to the broadcast side. Reynolds going after it with Hayes, and then Bender at the bottom. He's taken in a tackle, and the umpire will take it. Handy crowd in, not a big one. So just
I
right
reckon it's
at our
pretty big,
broadcast
Lukey.
spot.
I reckon it's not too bad. Under that pavilion over there is pretty full, and behind the netball courts is also very full, so I'm getting up around 2,000, I reckon.
Rigoni swung around the tackle by Z-Bath, and he goes over the chalk, so the boundary umpire will take it.
Real direction, I reckon, from Albury to give Body every chance they get here. I've been very, very strong early.
Here we go. About to be hurled back into play on a beautiful day in North Albury. There's Hanrahan again. Flack goes in, he's brought down. Gaynor, it's been so good for the Tigers this year. Z-Bath goes to the deck, and the umpire will ball it up, Gussie.
Plenty of heat in this one, Monty, for the Newie.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, every chance they got, there's bodies, there's a bit of scragging going on off the ball, so it's going to happen all day, I reckon.
We played 1 minute thanks to NZ as Walker got taken high in a Hutchison tackle. It's going to be a free kick to the former Hawthorn player. Matt Walker on the right boot, inside 50 for the Tigers, and the mark's been taken. It's Jake Ryan. Second bite of the cherry, and all of a sudden the Tigers got the first look on goal, 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Not sure that was the intended target, but just a bit off the instep of it hit the target perfectly, and Jake Ryan just had a good leading lane, just got over top of the North Albury defender, and a really clean set of hands in the end inside 50.
Monty, I can see the Australian flag swirling in the breeze. Where's he need to start this kick?
I reckon at the left goal post, boys.
So kicking to the Sports Club ends now, the Stan Sargent in for the first goal on Anzac Day. Jake Ryan straight through the big sticks. It's just what the doctor ordered for the Albury Tigers. They lead 1 straight 6. The North Albury yet to score on the Steel Line scoreboard.
It's been such a hot start from both teams. It's been really physical. Fence like he has been most of the year, and he's gone straight to Garthwaite and given him a bit of physical contact as well. So such an intriguing watch at the moment. First inside 50, first mark, and Jake Gaynor at the stoppage as well. He's already on the board on the 40-wing stat sheet.
A golden start from the Tigers. That's exactly what they needed, Scotty, after last week.
Oh, they had to come out and respond, and that's exactly how they would want to start. 2 minutes in.
Broomhead goes again from the centre. Kelly just gets a kick. It was partially smothered. Swung around Cameron. Got it 4 though for the Tigers. That's all they need at this stage of the game. Weaven. Nearly taken a tackle by Albury. Here's Penny picking up for the Hoppers. Nice work onto Arch Gardner.
Oh, geez, that was hard.
Monty for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, nothing
Arch
in it.
Gardner copped a big one.
Yeah, Matty Walker got him. But it was just a tad late, if anything, boys. Wasn't too high. It was actually a really good hit.
I agree, Mont.
You heard the sound through our special effects, Mike. It did sound pretty solid, but that might just be the barometer for the Albury Tigers today. There's no love lost here.
Josh Murphy with the footy, so it's downfield. They're on their
Jay Hillary and Fozzie Gardner too, boys.
Goes in forward, turned over.
Still
so
into
Ben
it.
Kelly's taken the mark here in defensive 50 for the Tigers as they shift it across to Jimmy Grills and over the top to Duncan. So two of their stalwarts link up at the Logan Road end on the far side as they go out towards the Alamein Avenue. Side of the ground, here's Ryan. Kicked the first major of the game short. Nice work to Colby Heine-Hennessy. Julian Hayes mans the mark. True centre wing on the far side.
Heine-Hennessy, Alamein Avenue.
It's going to be a free kick here, boys, to Albury. Off about 100 metres off the ball. Silly here from Gardner.
Talk us through that, Monty. I can tell you where the free kick was.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. Yeah, a lot going on off the ball. And then Gardner just ripped him from behind and took Jay Hillary down when it sort of all settled down. So Silly just gives him a free passage into play.
I had to check my notes to see who number 20 was. It's Max Byrne. He's gone the Slim Shady. Daniel Marr did allude us to that. I don't know if I'm a fan of that, Max. Anyway, ball's in the hands of Leighton Taylor across half back for the North Albury Hoppers. Just trying to take a bit of sting out of this contest. By hand, Gardner, that was Foster. Down the line, go the North Albury Hoppers via Mooney. Up to centre half forward. Big contest forms on hands and knees. Tracking this one is Flack. He goes by hand to Dennis. Dogger, big high up and under for the North Albury Hoppers in the hole. Nice mark. Has Leighton Taylor popped up?
Yes.
It has once again. So he started this chain of play, Monty, about 150 metres behind, and he's linked up with the 40 hand once again.
He does. We know how dangerous he can be across half forward because he is such a good aerial player, and just saw it then, kept his eye on the ball, but just his work rate showed through too. As you said, he started the play 100 metres away, so really good work here from Leighton.
He's going to have to kick 55. Does he have the legs, Monty?
On his range.
Leighton Taylor. Looks like he snuck this one through. He might have been a little bit closer than what the naked eye suggested. Minor score. North Albury are on the Steel Line scoreboard. One behind to the Albury Tigers. 1 straight 6 as Dan Vaccaro gives us some 40-wing stats.
Yeah, well, Archie Gardner, we saw him get laid out there by Matt Walker. He started the game just like he ended last week's. He's up to 3 disposals already on the 40-wing stat sheet.
First term for A-grade oils and batteries at Button Park. And the ball's on the flank, wide out on the paint, and the umpire will take control with the ball up here. So 6 plays 1, got the Albury Tigers up on that Steel Line scoreboard. Opening term. Let's have a look who can win it at the coalface. Hanrahan, nice work to Arch Gardner. Gaynor had him. And then getting it away with Zebath. On the left foot, sends it down the line. Goody tries to tap it beyond Mooney, in fact. And here goes Ryan, who got the first major for the Tigers. Gee, that was smart. Just swung it out into space, hoping Jackson Kelly could run onto it, but Pope was here first across the line. Gee, that was good play from Ryan, Scotty.
Yeah, just really smart, wasn't he? Looked downfield, saw no one, and just went, I'm going to space here to get the boundary throw in and reset and get everyone in the right position again.
6 minutes gone for NZ, Lukey.
It is Scarcy. Let's have a look. Boundary throw in. Kelly again versus Hanrahan. Hanrahan got a foot to it. Here's Dunson going after it. Dennis has to go. Well done by Nathan. Harewood it up to Winter, then on to Arch Gardner, short to Hanrahan, goes with the left foot, trying to send it down towards Murphy, goes beyond him. Here's Duncan, look at that, charging back. She's a fantastic player. Kick wasn't great, was under pressure though. Grills gets it off to Unthank, and then a scrubby kick, finds Gaynor though. Going well here, the Tigers. They're just finding a teammate somehow. Good fist away by Weaven, ball out of bounds just on centre wing.
That's a really good start by Albury Tigers. They're moving the ball pretty fluent at the moment. Obviously, we saw that errant kick by Unthank, but they've started well. Jake Gaynor, Jimmy Grills and Michael Duncan all on the 40-wing stat sheet early.
So a boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast position. True centre wing broadcast side. Gaynor. He looks to handball towards space. Spills out of bounds for a throw-in right in front of Monty for the Newmarket Hotel. The bottle shop's open today, Monty.
Yeah, I'll be heading there on the way home, I reckon, for a couple of cold ones. But tell you what, these boys are going to need a cold after the day because it's been hot and heavy already, like a final out there.
Ball's in the hands now of McIntosh. Umpires found a free kick for him for a high. It's going to be against Harry Cameron, who's in for his second game today. Winter through the corridor for North Albury. Nice link-up play here. Mark's being taken by Angus Crelly. The boy from Leighton Whitten, he's on debut today for the Hoppers. Kicks up inside forward 50, Murphy front and centre. Well done by Gardner, that was Foster. Pinballs around inside attacking 50. Dogger Dennis with the Sheridan in hand. He's going to snap and kick a minor score. So 2 behinds now for the North Albury Hoppers. The Albury Tigers 1 straight 6. That's all thanks to Steele on O&M Live.
That's how Hoppers are going to have to score a lot today. Without Josh Minogue down there, the big key target. If it comes to ground, the Smalls have got to do their work.
And this one's knocked back in by McIntosh. Duncan goes again. Packer hurriedly on the boot. That one's going to find the chalk. Dan, we'll go to you, mate, on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, well, that man there, Michael Duncan, he's been injected into the midfield, playing predominantly pretty much half-back. He started the game really good. He's up to 4 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Logan Rodan, broadcast side. Boundary umpire with it as he sends it back into play. Hutchinson and also Kelly. Kelly probably got the best of it. Zebath got a foot to it. Now this ball, Penny, he's over the top of it. In the back. Yep. So he'll win the kick, Jack. Now he's about 70 out. Broomhead's on in the pocket. Goes now Tim. Takes the mark. He's wide out though, Scotty.
Yeah, he'll take his best, but I reckon he's probably the sort of guy that could kick it from there.
Well, we know what his foot skills are like. They're razor sharp, sublime. So he's going back here, Tim. Looks like he fancies himself.
Yeah, if he's just going to have to sit it out just out to the top of the goal square, I reckon, just to let the wind take it.
I reckon that pocket's quite deceptive, Monty. It looks like he's only going to kick from about 40 in the end, I reckon.
Yeah, I'll totally agree.
6 plays 2 on the Steel Line scoreboard. The Hoppers looking at their first. Here he goes, the coach. The North Albury Football Club, that one across the face and yet another behind. So 6 plays 3 now on the Steel Line scoreboard. We're going over 9 for ANZAC opening term, Dan.
Yeah, Archie Gardner for North Albury. He started the game really good. 5 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet.
He's come for a rub too, boys. He's been working that hard.
Max Byrne kicks in from fullback, found Michael Duncan. And now Albury send it out to the Alamein Avenue side. Out in front, nice Dukes. Cole behind a Hennessy. Goes by hand to Datoli for the Albury Tigers. The man who had a selfie with his missus in the pre-game huddle. Looking for Harry Cameron. Julian Hayes intercepts here for the Hoppers. Now Blomley. He left it behind. Reynolds is lurking. Tackle applied by him. Now Julian Hayes ends up with Sharon in hand for North Albury. Opts to kick with a dump long down the line. Right in front of Jeff Gray from Inspirations Paint and his sign. As we try and get him well refreshed this afternoon. Albury go inside forward 50. Good front positioning from Pope. He brought it front and centre. Could have taken the mark. Penny's under the pump here for the Hoppers. Shovels one backwards. Cullen on the left. Looks to go and find Julian Hayes. In front of the canteen here at Button Park. And Hayes lowers one down the line, but it's intercepted by Gaynor. Inside 50 go the Albury Tigers. And Garthwaite, he probably should have taken that one. Winter on the last line of defence feeds it to Pope, who kicks long down the line for the Hoppers.
Certainly does. And Kelly gets a fist to it. It's gone out of bounds in front of Hanrahan.
Well, we talked about in pre-game how they can nullify Julian Hayes' influence. So far, hasn't had a great start. They're doing a good job putting a little bit of time, getting him to kick under pressure, and he's only had 2 disposals, so that's a little win for Albury Tigers.
We're expecting a top of 27 at Bunton Park today. Got a bit of cloud cover now.
It's 44 in the box, Luke.
Yeah, that's it, Gussie. Rightio, Gaynor just fighting away with Rigoni and Winter.
That wind's dropped right down too, boys.
Monty for the Newmarket Hotel. Timmy Broomhead with a positional change. It looks as if he's playing deep.
Yeah, playing forward a lot. Hasn't been up into the middle yet, except for the first centre bounce. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
And the Gaynor goes again. Penny's in there. Blomley on him. And Jake Gaynor at the bottom. The umpire to take control. Dan, inside 50s early for 40 wings?
Yeah, so the 40 wings inside 50s. Albury have had 4 and North Albury have had 3.
Okay, really got to clear the congestion here. Penny goes again. Now something's going on in the background. 2 players fell down. That was Hanrahan and Kelly.
Just a ruckman, just wrestling, cuddling.
Over, yeah. Rightio, Gus, you see if you can sort it out for us, mate.
So it's going to be Ben Kelly and Big Hutch in the ruck today. Brad Hutchison. He lost that one. Kelly prevailed. Blomley got taken in a tackle. I reckon he got dispossessed. Umpires put the whistle away. And we'll go boundary side. Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel. What's it like at ground level?
Yeah, it's just sort of starting to settle down a little bit. Obviously, we saw how hot and heavy it was early. Pressure was right up. Now it's just getting a little bit. They're trying to work each other out. So it's going to be interesting to see how the next 5 minutes play out.
Thanks to A-grade oils and batteries, the first term on O&M Live. Holding the ball. Free kick here is going to go the way of North Albury. Was it there, Monty?
I think he just wanted to clear the congestion, I reckon, the umpire. Good call.
I don't mind it. Ball's in the hands of Winter for the North Albury Hoppers. Defensive side of the centre square. He lowers his eyes, goes out to the wing. And the sting's just starting to be taken out of this game a little bit here. Going to play a bit more of a methodical brand with Campbell. He finds the left boot to put the moz on him. His kick was pretty ordinary on the half volley. Doing some work here is Penny. Fumbles, got nutmegged. Albury Tigers join the party. Eddie Zeebarth applies a nice tackle. And we'll ball it up. True centre wing, Alamein Avenue side.
So we're going close to 13 for ANZAC, and we've only got the one goal in the game, and that's for the Tigers. By the way of Jake Ryan, here's Winter breaking away to the arc of the 50. Nathan Dennis on the second bite. He's 55 out. Scotty would take everything he's got. He's directly in front, though.
Yeah, he's told them all to settle down. He has got that little bit of a breeze with him. So
Looks for Julian Hayes. Here he comes. Look.
No.
He got burnt, Monty.
Yeah, I don't think he was loud enough early because there was too many Aubrey blokes around him, but Dogger's pretty confident here.
So the Hoppers looking at their first. Nathan about to wind up here, right on the 50 paint. He puts it up. Gee, that's a nice strike. That is an absolute gem of a goal for Nathan Dennis, and the Hoppers are away, Dan.
Yeah, that's a fantastic finish by Dogger Dennis, and good little settler for North Albury as well as they go inside forward 50. Some of their players, Caden Winter, we called for him to improve. He is 5 disposals already on the 40-week stat sheet, using the ball really nice. And Archie Gardner, who was our player of the day last Friday, he's up to 5 disposals on the 40-week stat sheet too. So some players getting it done for North early days in the first quarter.
Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel. It looks as if Matt Bender doesn't have a run with roll to start.
No, he's just on the wing and he's just holding his width out here, so he's playing a wing role pretty well, as they spoke about. His running ability is really good, so they'll use that out there all day.
3-point lead to the Hoppers. 1-3-9 plays 1 straight 6. Umpire calls with the Sharon. We'll ball it up once again on the edge of the centre square.
Broom head back into the middle too, boys.
So up in the ruck goes Penny, the makeshift ruckman. Gardner, this is Arch. Kicks inside forward 50 with a shallow entry. Too much on it there for Leighton Taylor. Out the back, here's a snap on goal. It comes via Crelly. And it just got a bad bounce. Spills across the face for a minor score. So North Albury doing a lot of the tagging here. 1-4-10 to the Albury Tigers, 1 straight 6.
Yeah, goals from centre clearance are massive, and the way they're coming out at the moment for North Albury, they're going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, Angus Crelly, the former Leighton Crow, won their BNF last year in the RFL. Rigoni about to take his kick. Half forward flank. And he sends one in now for the Hoppers. Let's have a look down there. Oh, look, Leighton Taylor at the back. Unmarked, Scotty.
Yeah, I just think he had Lucas Conlon with him, and I just don't think he could go with him over a long lead there. So that's something they're going to have to keep an eye on, the Albury coaches bench. Yeah,
so it took until the 14-minute mark for the Hoppers to get their first. And right now they're about to kick their second. About 60 seconds to 90 seconds later, Dan. In he comes, Leighton Taylor. Logan Rodan. And he pops it through. So 16 plays 6 here, 16 plays 6 on the Steel Line scoreboard. Hoppers up. Yeah, we identified it in the pre-game when the dust settles and that momentum sort of goes. Whose game plan's going to stand out? And we talked about North Albury, and I'll just get the feeling now that North Albury have just started this game perfectly because they're all over Albury early days at the moment. So 6 inside 50s to 4. Archie Gardner, he's had the 6 disposals, and that clearance there that set up that last goal was fantastic. And Cater Winters had the 6 as well. So all of a sudden it's a 10-point lead here to the North Albury Hoppers. 2-4-16 to Albury, 1 straight 6. Thanks to Steel Line. ANZAC Day footy on 1494 2AY and Snap Print Solutions TV. Hope you're enjoying the coverage between the traditional rivals, the Albury Tigers and the North Albury Hoppers. Here's Broomhead in the middle. He left it behind. Blomley off to go soccer style inside 50 for the Tigers. Nice work from Cullen. His fist was as good as a kick. North Albury, they kick out wide. Alamein Avenue side. Here's Penny. Wants to stop and prop. Come back inboard. He finds Reynolds. Link up plays on here. Campbell now for North Albury. Kicks to the top of the goal square. 1-on-1 looking for Murphy. Crelly's out the back all alone. Open goal. Welcome to Button Park, Angus Crelly. A play of the day for Elite Body and Paint as the North Albury Hoppers go coast to coast
and they've kicked 2 goals in a space of 60 seconds.
How electric was that for North Albury, end to end like that in the space of 3 or 4 seconds, and a nice goal from Crowley's first one on debut. They all get around him for that one.
Yeah, as Monty said, that ball movement was scary, Gus, the way they moved the ball in such a short period of time, and they're starting to really dominate this game. 7 inside 50s. Gardner, Winter, all those players are really stepping up for North Albury.
Yeah, that's 3 in succession for the Hoppers
Just
after
quickly,
the Tigers
Lukey, sorry, Maxie
one.
Burns is coming off a bit of an injury too, boys, so that could be a big one because he's been playing on Josh Murphy down there.
Yeah, what's your guess, Scotty?
Ankle or lower leg, definitely lower leg, struggling to walk, whether it's a knee maybe or ankle, we'll just wait and see.
Bit proppy.
Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket down at ground level. He'll keep us updated with that one to Max Burns, such a reliable defender. There's Heiner Hennessy, big fist out of the middle. Hayes nearly got taken off the ball. Zebath came in and he's taken to ground. So just on the fringe of the square here, favouring the Sports Club end. Well, the Stan Sargent end, which was unveiled earlier today, Scotty.
Yeah, the 3 goals have come for North Albury while Ben Kelly's been off, so obviously a bit of a dominance in the ruck as well.
Opening term for A-grade oars and batteries, 22-6. The Hoppers up here on the steel line scoreboard.
Holding the ball.
It is. So Albury will take it. Dunstan, the young man. So here's Dom. True centre half forward, lays it off to Walker. It wasn't a great option. Matt did call it for though. Dunstan goes again. Nice work to mop up. Goes to the pocket. Garthwaite couldn't reel it in. And then Cameron, he went down, got swung around in the tackle. Players over the pill down there, boring in for it. Right in the pocket next to the Sports Club. And we'll have a ball up.
Probably not the ball to be calling for, Monty, from Matty Walker.
Yeah, I think he might have just stepped off his line first. Walks was just there and he might have stepped off his line and called the play, and that's why he gave it to him.
Up goes the Sharon. Garthwaite, he tried to take it out of the ruck, left it behind. Winters on hands and knees. Now George Goody. Defensively, the Hoppers have to be strong here as Broomhead dangerously looks to go across goal. The Tigers arrive in numbers. Stoppage, and we'll ball it up right on the goal line. 22 plays 6 here. North Albury in front of the Albury Tigers thanks to Steel Line. 10 metres out as Garthwaite takes it from the ruck, kicks over his head. That one won't trouble the scorers, out of bounds on the full.
I reckon North Albury have handled the occasion a little bit better to start this game. Obviously, it was pretty hot and heavy early, but they've probably continued and maintained the pressure where Albury have dropped off a little bit.
Broomhead's gone back. Long kick. Look at that. Nearly got Angus Crowley just over his head. Duncan searching for the ball. Archgardner, though, gets it to Penny. On to Crowley, who's been involved in the opening term. Well done. He's had 1 shot at goal, or 2 I should say, and kicked 1. And Flynn Gardner's now taken the mark. And he's coming off a good day at John Flower Oval, Scotty.
Yeah, absolutely he is. And he come from nearly centre wing there, calling for that the whole way down. He thought he should have probably got it from his brother first off, but obviously had to give that extra handball, and then Crowley found him over the shoulder. So it was a really smart kick from Crowley going inside 50, and really great work there from Gardner.
He lost the scoreboard here at Bunton Park. It's gone blank. From the last look I had, it was 22-6 in favour of the Hoppers, and this has gone across the face of goal. I think that's 23 playing 6, is it? Yeah, Gussie? Yep. By the way of the Hoppers on the steel line scoreboard. Dan, we'll go to you for 40 wins.
Yeah, well, Albury need to start putting some time into Archie Gardner. He's the most dangerous player on the ground at the moment. He's breaking out of the clearance with no one on him, so that's something that they really need to look at, Albury. He's up to 7 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Here's Kelly on the non-preferred. That should be downfield. Umpire missed it. Garthwaite, he's worked his way up the ground to true centre wing on our broadcast side. The right foot kick. Inside forward 50. Nice work by Ryan. Handball missed Harry Cameron. He was going to stream into an open goal. The Albury Tigers could rue their chances. Cameron, can he make up for the mistake? He can. Lowers the eyes. Inside 50. He finds Matt Bender. 15 metres out. 45-degree angle.
It wasn't the best handball from Jake Ryan there to start off with. It was at his knees and he was running away from him, so it had to be a handball out in the space. So it wasn't Harry's fault, I don't reckon, that first one, but he stayed involved and then got the next kick and then found Bender about 20 out, slide angle.
Matt Bender, the boy from Holbrook, comes in and he's kicked it across the face. Minor score. So the Albury Tigers, they move to 1-1. North Albury 3-4. I reckon that might be 3-5 by the time the scoreboard realigns itself. And it's all thanks to Steel on O&M Live. As we go boundary side, Scott Montgomery, thanks to the Newie.
Yeah, a lot of rotations now starting to come. Obviously, just over 20 minutes gone. Really starting to blow a few of these players.
Julian Hayes with the Kangaroo brand TW Sharon, and he thumps it out. Packer's back there for the Tigers, though, over his head. Ball's gone out of bounds. Dan, what do you got for us, mate, on that stat sheet of yours?
That man, Julian Hayes, the one positive for Albury is they're really doing a good job nullifying his influence. That was only his third disposal of the quarter, and it was a kick out, and he's just had no influence on the game at the moment. So Albury, a tick.
Max Byrne just going around to the rooms, boys, and not a great sign there for Albury Tigers.
Cheers, not at all. And you reckon an ankle, Scotty?
Ankle or knee? I'm just not 100% sure which one it was.
Okay, came out in the Goldilocks hairdo, as Gus McLeod said today. Max Byrne, completely different look. True centre wing will have a boundary throw in here as the umpire takes it. 3-5 plays 1-1 on the Steel Line scoreboard. We're in the opening term, and we're gone 21 for ANZAC. Here's Kelly tapping it down. Broomhead, though, sharked it. Jackson Kelly, fresh airy. Here's Isaac Campbell, burrows in. Nice work, head over the footy. Gainer's got him. And again, we'll have another stoppage.
Dan Vaccaro, some 40 winks numbers.
Well, Archie Gardner's playing a really good game. He's up to 7 disposals. Been really good on the 40-wing stat sheet early, Gus.
So's Hutchison. He's competed really well in the ruck here for North. Been a good battle so far with him and Big Benny Kelly. Will ball the footy up once again as Jay Gaynor emerges from the bottom of the contest. So Kelly and Hutchison, 50-50. Duncan took it straight from the fight and absorbed in a big tackle. Will ball it up once again. So 3-5-23, plays 1-1-7. It's North Albury over the Albury Tigers. Monty, what'd you see?
Yeah, Michael Duncan just dropped Fozzie Gardner.
We don't mind that bit of argy-bargy. No
Probably deserved it. He threw the first one.
Here's Grills. He finds Kelly for the Albury Tigers, who wants to switch the footy dangerously. Gonna need a half-decent bounce here. McCloskey, big crunching tackle applied by Rigoni. Umpire said play on. No, he's blown the whistle. No advantage. So Rigoni, the former GV medalist, lowers the eyes to centre half forward as Blake Pander-Escott delivers an overdue box of food. And Timmy Broomhead dropped an absolute dolly in the pocket, trying to pick it up here. I think it's Flack if Timmy gets out of the way. And it's Ben Rigoni again.
No, it was Flack.
So a boundary throw in deep in the pocket there, Monty.
I thought when Foster Gardner took that mark at top of 50, it was a chance of going back and just putting that one through, but obviously just didn't think he had the leg and tried to look for the short in the pocket. Probably should have just gone back and maybe assessed his options a little bit easier. Logan
Rodan came off Ben Kelly's chest and went straight back over the boundary line. So good afternoon to you, wherever you may be tuned in to I1M Live today, 1494 2AY. If you're involved in the march this morning in town, or perhaps you watched the Melbourne Metro one, what a day, hey? ANZAC Day. Around the nation, just super. Here's Goody down low, and Quaid was on his hammer. Here's Rigoni, burning away, gets it on to Jack Penny, and he fires a goal. That one's wide, and it's hit the point post, so that is out of bounds on the full of a Logan Rodan, Scotty.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this looks slick in North Albury, don't they? By hand, they're very quick. They give the first option, and then they're dangerous inside 50 as well. I think their smalls are doing a great job to lock it in there at the moment.
Dominating the game early. North Albury 10 inside 50s to 6 so far on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Gaynor just lurks around this one, trying to be the receiver. He's a little bit slow to get to that contest. I don't know whether he got a whack or if he was just a bit short of a gallop. We'll ball the footy up once again. The Albury Tigers midfield are going to have to do so much of the load carrying today, aren't they, Monty?
Absolutely, they are. Then there's only sort of 3 or 4 of them. We know they don't run very deep at the moment with a few guys missing. So, yeah, it's going to be a big ask for the guys like Jake Gaynor.
Streaming inside 50 is Penny. He goes to Goody. George on the right, top of the square. Taylor brought it front and centre. Rigoni looks dangerous, got a handball away. No, he didn't. Holding the ball, free kick to the Albury Tigers. Bit of a raffle as to who's going to receive it. It's on the last line of defence. And Albury survive a much-needed chance. Long down the line. Arky out in front here.
Pushing the back there, Pate.
No, it's going to be Campbell, the recipient here. So Isaac Campbell with a really congested forward line awaiting for the North Albury Hoppers. He kicks to the top of the goal square, looking for a flyer. Whistle. Free kick. And by the reaction, just going to North and Leighton Taylor.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a push. I think they've paid. Yeah, but Leighton Taylor, he looks very, very dangerous. He's been their most likely forward, I think, to start this game, and he's going to go back and try and put another one through. And this could just, it's going to be a hard way back here for Albury don't get their stuff here very soon.
So he's looking to kick his second here. Leighton Taylor been the most active of the North Albury forwards. His right foot kicks across the face. Geez, a little bit lackadaisy there from Leighton. North Albury haven't had their kicking boots on to start the first term for A-grade Alls and Batteries. They moved to 3-6-24. The Albury Tigers 1-1-7 at the 26.5-minute mark for NZ.
Yeah, can't be far off the siren. Here's Duncan. He thumps it out, looking for Garth Waite. Nice mark. worked his opponent poke onto the ball. He's a long way from home now. He's got to try and pick out a target. He's going to go long down the line. No, short. Gainer, who's done some work in the first term. What do you got for him, Dan?
Yeah, he's up to 6 disposals now, Jake Gainer, on the 40-week stat sheet.
He's been on the bottom of every pack, or at least it seems like. Here's Blomley. Will, true centre wing on the broadcast side. 24 plays 7. Opening term at Barton Park, and Will just pops it up to the half-forward flank. Ryan and also Garthwaite, and there is the siren. To bring quarter time at Barton Park, 3-6-24, the North Albury Hoppers lead. The Albury Tigers 1-1-7. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
Time at Anzac Day sees the North Albury Hoppers with their noses in front. 3-6-24 to 1-1-7. Goal kickers in the first term for the North Albury Hoppers come via Dennis, Taylor and Crelly, whilst the Albury Tigers, Jake Ryan with the sole goal. Thanks to C&L Shower Screens and Wardrobes, Dan Vaccaro's got the quarter's best.
Thank you, Gussie. Yes, for North Albury, it's got to be Archie Gardner. 7 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. His work out of the contest, he's just electric, and he breaks away from the stoppages better than anyone. He's the most dangerous player on the ground at the moment, Gussie, for mine. And for Albury, I've really loved Jakey Ryan's game, and Michael Duncan as well. He's had the 7 disposals off the half-back line, just adding a little bit of much-needed composure for Albury Tigers, and that is the S&L Shower Screen and Wardrobes quarter's best.
Thanks to the Newmarket Hotel. Don't forget the bottle shop is open today. Not many other bottle-os are open in town. Make sure you head to the Newmarket Hotel. Scotty Montgomery, what do the two coaches have to say?
Yeah, Broomhead was so happy with his troops. He saw their effort, continual effort, all the way through that quarter was fantastic. Well, for Lynchy, he really gave a few of the boys a bit of a row up. He said, it's not quite good enough. We need to be a lot better. He thought that their first 5 minutes was really good, but then we just let them get on top and dictate terms, which they probably did, and especially through the middle of the ground. So there's something they're going to have to work on, the Albury Tigers.
The breeze we spoke about a little bit in the first quarter seems to have died off, Monty, and it's quite a warm day despite the fact we're almost in May.
It's really gusty, Gussie. It sort of gets up for 5 or 10 minutes and drops to nothing, and then gets up again to probably a 2-goal breeze. So right now it's probably dropped just a little bit, but it is definitely gusty.
And of course, we are still waiting for the crowd to tittle off the grounds here, and I tell you what, Monty, I reckon it's a nice crowd today here at Bunton Park.
One of the bigger crowds I've seen here for a long time, I reckon. Even some of those finals they've had here, I feel this has probably surpassed that.
Really nice spread of support.
How many you reckon, Mon?
2. 2-2. There we go, I'll go 2-2.
And for those playing along at home, it is more than 22. It means 2,200. So the second term about to get underway. Jaco Albury-Wodonga's second term. Sharon's in the air. Here's Luke Francis, thanks to McRae Motors and O&M Live.
It's a 17-point lead to the Hoppers. Here we go, second chapter. Hutchison down to Broomhead and off to Arch Gardner. And that kick, again, partially smothered. Here's Flynn Gardner going out, taking it, gets around Packer, back to Arch. That kick wasn't great. Kelly smothered it. In goes Rigoni, gainer on him. Ball gets spat out the side. And Penny, nice work on to Foster Gardner. Penny grabs it back. Goes short into Nathan Dennis off his chest. To Tolley on the boot through the hands of Grills. Arch Gardner, Broomhead, and then back to Winter. So a lot of play in close, Scotty. So good quick hands, and they play on. Nice to Leighton Taylor. So he saw him miss a relatively easy shot in the first term. Now he gets a chance to make up for it.
Yeah, someone like Leighton, I reckon he likes these shots, 35 plus out more than the ones that are 20 out. He sort of can just go back, kick through the footy. Probably stabbed at that one in the first quarter. So this is more his distance, and he should make it quite comfortably. But he just stayed alive then, didn't wait and stop and just be happy. He kept leading up at the footy and ends up getting rewarded.
Sports Club end. Leighton Taylor looking at the Hoppers' fourth. This to give them a very good break. He pops it up in the edge. Gee, that's nice. That's a double for him. And 4-6-30 plays 1-1-7. 4-6-30 plays 1-1-7. The Hoppers up in the second term.
Yeah, it's really threatening to open up here for North Albury, and Albury are really holding on here. North are playing some good footy. Already had the 2 inside 50s, 2 marks. Archie Gardner, he's started this quarter like the end of the first. He's already had 2 early disposals, which takes his total to 9. So it could get really ugly for Albury. If they kick straight in the first quarter, Albury could be in a fair bit of damage control at the moment.
Scott Montgomery, Newmarket Hotel. Any side of Max Byrne, who left the field of play in the first term?
Yeah, negative, boys.
So it looks like the Albury Tigers could be down a rotation, and they're down by 23 points for C&V Truck and Bus. Kelly from the centre of the ground got the ball to Walker, who kicks the centre half forward here for the Albury Tigers. Doesn't quite go inside 50, as big Harry Weaven's wrapped up in a tackle, will ball it up between centre half forward and the centre circle here for the North Albury Hoppers. Kicking to the Logan Road end in the second term. The makeshift ruckman left it behind. That was Penny. Now Duncan for the Albury Tigers. Inside 50, they need a mark. Was Garthwaite held?
It's a free kick North Albury's way.
In fact,
and probably going to be 50 here, yep.
It was.
4.
So the Albury Tigers need better from their coach. Free kick was given away.
And probably should have been another 50, boys, because Colby just dropped the footy on the ground about 50 metres off the ball.
An educated free kick, you potentially could say there, Monty, from Colby. Just let his troops set up behind the plate. So a little give and go here as Julian Hayes gets his hands on the footy. Good for Rambo's rib ticklers. our L&M Live Fantasy. The kick was poor though. It allowed Jimmy Grills to kick inside 50 for the Tigers. Blomley's tracking it, so is Pope. Pope prevails, goes by hand. Linking up with Hayes. And they're going to exit defensive 50 now, the North Albury Hoppers. Long kick down the line. Well done. Weaven brought it front and centre. Thought he got a good enough piece of that. Rigoni comes back inboard. And not quite on the same page as his two teammates. Ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing, Alamein Avenue side.
How are we going, Dan? Thanks to 40 weeks.
Yeah, we're going along nicely, Lukey. 13 inside 50s to 8 for this game so far in favour of North Albury on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Beautiful. If you just joined us, Jake Ryan kicked the first goal of the game for the Tigers. That was at the 2-minute mark. North Albury have kicked the last 4. Here goes Ben Regani. Look at him breaking away. Inside 50, Murphy works his opponent, Lucas Collin, under the ball. Josh now picks it up, swings around, right foot snap. Gee, that's deft touch. Look at that, a Sunjan goal of the day here at Button Park, and don't the locals love it?
If you're going to give a kid with that much class, that much time to just swing around and do what he wants around the body, he's not going to miss. So just lazy defensive work there from the Albury Tigers, and if that's how they're going to defend, it's going to be a very long day for them.
Monty, is that matchup right? Lucas Conlon on Murphy?
Well, from what I've seen so far, probably not.
Two right there, Monty, and they're just opening this game up completely, North Albury. They're too good. Every time they go inside the forward 50 as well, Monty, they just look like they're going to score. Albury look a lot more scrappier, and they've got to work a lot harder just to get it in the half-forward line. North Albury are dominating this contest.
And not just that, Dan, the way they're running in waves through the centre of the ground looks so much more dangerous than Albury does.
5 in a row for the Hoppers. 36 plays, 7 for CMB Truck and Bus. Matt Walker, who's playing on ball today, gets a shallow entry inside forward 50. Dunstan, he's trailing this one for the Albury Tigers, puts his head over the footy. Now the Tigers prevail by Grills. Wontagong Jim, uncharacteristically off the insole of the boot to the near side for a minor score. 1-2-8 Albury to 5-6-36. The North Albury Hoppers at the 5-minute mark for NZ.
And that player there, Jimmy Grills, he's had a really quiet start. He's only had the 3 disposals this game on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Hayes comes out of the fullback position. Arch Gardner searching for it on the turf here at Button Park. Bender on him. Ball's gone out of bounds right of centre wing on the Alamein Avenue side. Second turn brought to you by Jayco Albury-Wodonga. Jumping to Jayco this weekend, Dan.
It's a great tune, the old Jumping the Jayco, Lukey.
Not many know that. That's actually Blake Escott on the jingle. Does some guitar work.
Is that what he's told you?
Well, that's what I was told.
By Panda. There you go.
There.
The man with no shorts on.
What is not true. Hutchison to Reynolds and out wide to Penny. Nice work to Broomhead. Geez, very good by hand. So clean. And then on to Goody from Winter. Oh, maybe 1-2 extra. And then Penny down the line here. Lucas Collin after for the Tigers. Ball's gone out of bounds.
Yeah, Ben Rigoni, he's played a really good game as well. He's up to the 8 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. And that midfield rotation along with Cater Winter's nice. He's up to 9 as well, Winter.
Around the grounds, Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Of course, 2 games kicking off at 3 o'clock this afternoon. The Magpies and the Saints and the Bulldogs and the Raiders. As North Albury go inside 50 once again. Unthanked went back courageously but dropped the chest mark. Crelly head over the football, left it behind. Spills out now to the back of the contest. DeToli brings it out to Jimmy Grills, who marks in the back pocket for the Albury Tigers.
Dennis very slow to get up after that contest, boys.
Grills down the line. High up and under kicks, been marked. Well done, Ty Quaid. Wants to dart the eyes and lower him. He finds Jake Ryan, the only goal kicker for the Tigers. Linking up via hand. Quaid lost his footing, slipped over, sells a bit of candy. That was evasive by the man in pink wheels. Inside 50 for the Albury Tigers. Blomley got a falcon on the last line of defence. Well done, Zeebath. Well done, Broomhead. Nice contest between Hoppers and Tigers. Spills out towards the goal line, and Julian Hayes, happy to see it, across the face for a rushed minor score. 5-3-9 the Albury Tigers. Sorry, 1-3-9 to the North Albury Hoppers. 5-6-36 as we go to Monty for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, just there. That's the best play that Albury's been able to do, but couldn't able to convert once they went inside 50. So they're going to have to look at something inside 50 with their structures, I think.
Hayes was looking for Weave, and on the kick out, just couldn't quite reach him. Nice work from Garthwaite right up the ground. Dan, marks inside 50 so far for 40 wings?
Yeah, marks inside 50. North Albury have had the 5 and Albury Tigers with just the 3, Lukey.
Okay.
Garthwaite's gone behind the ball too, Monty.
I like it. And he's just playing as a loose at the moment, just trying to get a bit of momentum back, I reckon.
Gainer brought to ground over the shoulder. He'll win the free kick off Caden Witter.
Means there'll be a loose down in front of him here because obviously Garthwaite's loose behind the footy for Albury.
Jake looking for Ryan, didn't quite get him. Kelly trying to burst through. Ball came out the front. Grills. Oh, just a little bit nervy. Cullen, he goes over it. Ball came out the back. Ryan goes again. Kelly to Blomley. He tries to evade Rigoni. Gee, he can tackle Rigoni. There's Quaid. He's evasive. Gets his boots to it. Broomhead goes in. Look at them going in for the Sharon here. Scotty, it's fierce in there.
It is, absolutely. Oh, North Albury have brought the pressure today. They're absolutely game on and not giving anything free inside 50 for the Tigers.
8.5 gone for NZ. 2 goals in the second term to the North Albury Hoppers. Albury, they pop it to the top of the square. Not sure who kicked that one.
Jake Ryan.
It was Jake Ryan. And it's a minor score here. So 1-4 plays 5-6. Not the greatest display of goal kicking today on Anzac Day, as Julian Hayes from fullback for North Albury kicks out. He finds Mooney, the 2024 Premiership player with Colin Gully.
Was he a ruckman at Colin Gully?
He played in the ruck, ironically, and he had a different colour hair too. He was a brunette last year. Now he's gone the old slim shady bleached blonde. North Albury, they want to bring the ball into the corridor. Dangerous looking kick. It's intercepted here by Jake Ryan. Just behind the centre circle. Not many options present for him, so he switches the ball, trying to find Michael Duncan. Dropped a bit of a dolly by his standards. His handball then went on to miss Jimmy Grills. Here's Gardner. Throwing it on the boot was Flynn to centre half forward. Garthwaite's in the hole. Got a bad bounce. Allowed Lucas Common to intercept. He tries to find the coach in Garthwaite, who dumps the ball long down the line. One-on-one contest. Heine, Hennessy and Hayes. Now the ball's in the hands of Campbell. North Albury. On to Hayes. Now Gardner. Right foot kick inside 50. And like we mentioned before, Ryan Garthwaite playing loose in defence, intercepts on the last line.
First time we've seen North Albury look rush going inside 50. Had a one-on-one deep. That's where they had to go, but kicked it straight to the loose man.
McIntosh has got to try and keep front spot here in front of Hillary. Both have come into the team for their respective clubs this week. We'll go down to you, Scotty, for the new Marquettes.
Yeah, Jake Ryan's just coming for a bit of a rest. Got really, really blowing. He's putting a lot of work in out there, getting up to the wings on both sides. So they're going to fall pretty quickly, I reckon, some of these Albury boys. Not a lot of rotations if Max Byrne doesn't get back out of you.
Alamein Avenue side, 60 around from goal, Sports Club end. Let's have a look out there. Hobart, Heine Hennessy ran over it. Blomley quickly on the boot, out towards centre wing. Here's Weaven picking it up for North Albury. Along the ground hand pass and finds a chalk, and we'll have a boundary throw in. So 36 plays 10 here, 5-6 plays 1-4 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. But North Albury up. Good afternoon to you. 1494 2AY. This is O&M Live. Dan Vaccaro on the 40-wing stats. Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket. Gus McLeod and Luke Francis for McRae Motors. And this ball is going to be tied up again, Gussie.
Dan Vaccaro, some 40 wings numbers.
Yeah, the 40 Winks numbers, 18 inside 50s to 10 at the moment. So North Albury still dominating the territory, but they have tightened it up. They want to make it a scrap, Albury, and they're doing a good job in the last 5 minutes.
Nice tackle from Bender on Arch Gardner. Will ball the footy up, true centre wing, Alamein Avenue side. Bit of a breeze starting to pick up, Monty.
Yeah, it's still going that way of the Logan Road, but yeah, it's, as I said, still just gusty drops and in and out of the quarter so far.
Blomley from the contest, kicked up to half forward, bit of hit and hope. North Albury have numbers. Reynolds wants to bring it out to the broadcast side. He does. He finds Foster Gardner. He wants to keep this link going. He lowers the eyes and he finds Crelly on North Albury debut. He's already popped up with a goal. North Albury. Reynolds inside 50. Well-weighted kick. Ball's in the hands of Campbell. And he's probably too far to score, particularly kicking into the breeze.
Murphy one-on-one's where I'd be going.
Garthwaite's in the hole, so is Kelly. So he went to switch, but Reynolds wasn't on the same page. The Albury Tigers have numbers. They can mop this one up. Harry Cameron's on hands and knees. He's crunched in the tackle there by Kane Flack, and we'll ball it up. Monty, got to be on the same page when you're playing funny buggers inside 50.
Absolutely. That's why I just get it deep to your big guys, I reckon. Give them a chance.
Great feel this one. So in Hopper's attack here, inside 50, Sports Club end. Flack got a hand to it. There's Quaid fighting away, he's being tenacious in close.
Dumped there, so free kick Quaid.
So Ty to take the kick. Half-back flank for the Tigers, broadcast side. We're in the second term, we've gone 12 for NZ, 36 plays 10. Hoppers up. Quaid goes down below, Walker takes it. Now he's got nothing on. Scotty?
Yeah, well, this is what happens when you take your big key forward and put him loose behind the footy. You don't have that option down the line, so he's going to have to find someone.
Heine Hennessy. That's who he's going for. Colby's going to have to launch at this. He doesn't.
Locked out. He's going to get a free kick here.
Yep, you're right. So Colby had to make the contest. He did. He's won the free kick.
It's a coach killer though, 3-on-1.
Now, we're in the same scenario again. What options he got? Gone to Kelly. Gee, that was a bullet-like kick. Laser-like. Now he goes inside 50. What have they got? Garthwaite working down there. Just got rid of his man in Crelly. And now he's taken him by Broomhead. He might be gone here. No, umpire to take it. Lets it off the hook, Dan.
Yeah, they've been good the last few minutes, Albury. They've tightened up their clearance game. They only had 1 clearance in the first quarter. They've had 5 this quarter. So already they've been better in the midfield.
13.5 gone for NZ in the second term. Walker up in the ruck. So was Weaven. Front and centre, Rigoni onto Penny. Nice link-up play here from North Albury. They've gained about 20 metres to get outside a defensive 50 as Duncan applies a nice tackle. Will ball it up 60 metres from Tigers' goal. They really need the next one here. Do the yellow and black. They trail by 26 points on Anzac Day for Jaco Albury-Wodonga. Inside 50. Clever there from Zeebath. Handball missed the target. North Albury mop up via numbers. Kick down the line's been turned over. It's going to be Unthank. Wrong side for a left footer. He's going to have to hug the boundary line here and pump it long. Not the best kick off the boot from Will. Tyke Wade has a second bite of the cherry. Handball's over the top. Pope intercepts. Ball goes out wide. It's Reynolds on the right boot for North Albury. Long down the line. Leighton Taylor came in to make a contest of it. The Tigers have more numbers. Gaynor trying to do the most he possibly can, but he bit off more than he can chew. And Angus Crelly wins a free kick for holding the ball for the North Albury Hoppers.
Here goes Angus in the white boots on the Alamein Avenue side, short to Foster Gardner. He's been a little quiet in the first quarter and a half. Here he goes, Foster. He wants to steer it across half back. That kick had to be 100% on. It was to Julian Hayes. Elects not to use Mooney. Goes direct to Flack. Ball hit the ground. Dunstan after him now. Walker comes in. And that kick, well, just had to make the man, Scotty.
Yeah, absolutely. He just tried to kick it a little bit too hard. Didn't quite give it the air it needed. And he had Mooney out wide, which would have been the safer option.
26-point lead to the Hoppers on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. They've gone 15 for NZ's second term. Dan, give us your best for 40 winks, mate.
Well, that man, Julian Hayes, he's had 10 disposals, but 4 of them have been kick-outs. So he has had a quiet game for his standards, and his ball use just hasn't been at the standards he possesses.
Here's Walker. Won it from the ruck contest. Throws it on the right. Just missing to the near side for a minor score. So 1-5-11. The Albury Tigers, the North Albury 5-6-36 from the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. And most of the shots on goal for the Albury Tigers, Monty, have been gettable.
Yeah, absolutely they have. And you just wonder where their big key marking options are going to be because they've all been scrappy shots at goal so far.
Broomhead from fullback slings the Hoppers out the Alamein Avenue side and they look to be away. The ball comes inboard. Rigoni wants to find an option via hand and a runner. He does so. Inside 50 go North Albury. One-on-one contest. Duncan, did he hold on? Umpire said no. Dennis, I reckon he'd like to send that one upstairs if given the chance. Last line of defence is Packer. Wrapped up in a tackle. Leighton Taylor joining the party and got it across for a minor score. Gee, they move the football quickly when they go coast to coast, Monty.
Yeah, they do. They link up by hands. And then once they pull that trigger and go in the middle, they are very, very dangerous and hard to stop.
Heine Hennessy provides an option again. Now he needs someone to lead at him. He's saying, boys, come at me. And I'll steer it towards you. Just goes with the long one, Colby. Out towards the Alamein Avenue side. Walker got up high. Ball came to the back. Broomhead, look at him spin out of trouble. Inboard to Rigoni. And then into to Foster Gardner by hand. Now they're going to try and find a target inside 50. Nice to Nathan Dennis. Duncan got a fist in there. Ball heading towards
square
the
by
chalk. Let's have a look. Right out wide. Good strong contest. The Tolly brought to ground level and the umpire will take it. Scotty, I had no idea all these people are on this side. I stuck my head out this side of the commentary box. Gee, I tell you what, we've got a few here.
Big crowd, Luke. As I said, about 2.5, I reckon it's pushing towards. So, yeah, it's going to get bigger too when the netball finishes up and they all head back over to watch footy.
17 minutes gone for NZ. Whistle at the contest. It's going to go the off play, I think, Monty, to North Albury.
No, it's going to go to Albury.
Albury.
Yeah, I think it's going to Will Blomley.
So Blomley kicks down the line to the lead of Walker, who's a long way from home. He's across left half back in front of the canteen here at Button Park. Sits this one up in the breeze, looking to find Heine Hennessy. I reckon Gardner, Foster might have got a falcon there. We'll let that one go. Pinballs around, coming back into play. Reynolds raking handball over the top, trying to find Gardner. Well done, Jim Grills. Hillary head over the football. One of the first times we've called his name today. He's been done holding the ball. Crelly with some nice pressure. He looks to be a find, this boy from Leeton. Inside 50. Great communication from Josh Murphy. He called, was it Winter out of the way?
Reynolds.
He called him out of the road, told him to get the hell out of my way. That's what a big full forward does. Murphy will kick from 45 on a slight angle.
Yeah, Crowley, as you said, he's looked quite lively today, and that kick there was perfectly into the space, and Murphy just kept leading up and called Jack Reynolds out just at the right time. So I reckon Jack would have probably put this one through too, but I reckon Josh will.
When you're a full forward, you can pull rank. Big Josh really starting to cement himself as a senior footballer. His kick looks beautiful. He loves the goal, Josh Murphy, and he finds the big sticks. He kicks his second, and that's 6 consecutive goals for the North Albury Hoppers.
Yeah, that would be a deflating one for Albury to give away. I thought in the last 10 minutes, Lukey, they were looking a bit better. They were managing to nullify their attacking footy prowess that they were doing in the first quarter and a half, but that one there, deflating to give away. 10 inside 50s now for North Albury, 21 for the game, and Ben Rigoni, he's having a solid day, 12 disposals to him, and that is a really good settler there for North Albury.
Well, they've got to break this run, Scotty. I know it's easier said than done, but what do they do? The Albury coaching bench.
I'm not sure. They had 3 or 4 shots, didn't they? And they just weren't able to convert. And then North Albury go down the other end and score pretty comfortably, really, in the end.
Yeah, it's a 6-goal margin now, 32 points. In they go to Ryan, and then off to Cameron. Short ball. Well, Garthwaite plays on, runs in, must kick this, and he does. He puts it through. That's what they needed, just to get themselves on the board and relieve a bit of pressure, Dan.
Yeah, the one thing they can hang their hat on at the moment is their clearance work. It's been really good. 7 clearances this quarter and 8 for the game. So they've definitely gotten to work in that area, and you can see there, that could really well keep them in the game in this second half. Albury have been better this quarter, so if they can go into the half time only sort of 20, 25 points down, they're going to back themselves in with half a chance, Lukey.
So first goal the Albury Tigers have kicked since the 2nd-minute mark of the first term. They need a few more of them, Monty, for the Newmarket Hotel.
Absolutely. A couple of easy ones like that would be nice for them, wouldn't it? Straight out of the centre clearance, down to the big key forward out the back and just put it through. That's what they need a few more of. But, yeah, you don't see that too often the way North Albury have set up today in the middle. They haven't allowed too many centre clearances like that.
The hands from Jake Ryan were really impressive there to set up that play. Back in the centre, 20-minute mark for NZ. 43 plays 17. It's North Albury over the Albury Tigers. Whistle. Off the play, the umpire's found a free. Looks like it's going to go the way of Albury.
Yeah. And Ben Kelly's got up real ginger too, and boys.
Jimmy Grills is still down too, Monty. Keep an eye on him. Geez, it could be going from bad to worse here for the Albury Tigers.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get up either. Front. He's tried to get up then and just can't.
So it's his left of some description.
Looks like his ankle.
Ankle or knee or calf.
I reckon he's grabbing his knee here, boys. He's just hit it. So I hope it's not dislocated. We might get Dan to have a look on the Snap Print Solutions TV replay. We'll get Dan to check that one out and to see if we can get a gauge in real time. He's a little bit slow, and the way he's limping off the ground, Monty, that could be him done for the day, the way he's coming off on the left.
I reckon, absolutely. He can't put any weight on it, getting helped out by the 2 trainers here, so yeah, he's in a bad way.
It looks like his knee just got tucked under the North Albury player, so it could be lower leg, and it just twisted the wrong way, so hopefully it's not too bad, but it didn't look good.
Dan Baccaro checking out the replay on Snap Print Solutions TV. Monty, that could be really detrimental for the Albury Tigers, not necessarily just for today, but for the magnitude of their season.
Absolutely, as we know, their midfield depth's a little bit thin as it is with and Jimmy Grills, who plays such a vital role in that wing, especially at home. He plays it so well there. It's going to be a big hole to fill, not just in today's game, but as you said, in the future weeks if he misses any.
Gainer found Matt Bender, who come off the bench to kick inside 50 for the Albury Tigers. Contest. Garthwaite couldn't quite get 2 mitts on it.
He's dropped a few of them today, Garthwaite. It's been an almost day for him.
43 plays 18. It's the Hoppers over the Tigers on Anzac Day, thanks to C&B Truck and Bus.
Hayes of a Logan Road end, short to Jack Reynolds. Jack looking for a Hoppers Guernsey. It looks like going to wind up, and he's going to go long here to centre wing. Hillary sits under it through his midst. Lucas Conlon short to McCloskey. Lucas Conlon grabs it out and then palms off Arch Gardner. Unthank after it with Crowley. Ball's gone out of bounds, as Gus McLeod said. And Scotty's mentioned Dan Angus Crowley. He looks like a player, doesn't he?
Looks really good. He's putting together some performance, and he's really dangerous up inside that forward 50 as well.
Ball back into play from the same club as Cooper Sharman. Angus Crowley, the Leeton Crows in the Riverina Football League.
Much happened out in Leighton, Luke?
That's the irrigation era, Gussie. So if you want a bit of rice with your meal,
that's code for no.
I'd be phoning Leighton. There's Goody, bottom of the pack. 2 Tigers over him. He's gone. Yep. So Cameron.
Ben Kelly's looking in a bad way too, boys. He hasn't really moved from that last ruck contest. He's sort of standing around, so I reckon he's very, very sore and very ginger, just walking around at the moment.
McCloskey gets the jeers of the crowd.
They're down to 2 on the bench. We haven't seen Max Byrne, and what's the latest with Jimmy Grills for the Newmarket Hotel?
They're actually cutting his sock off, boys. So
could be Achilles. Maybe.
I reckon more. I'm just waiting to see. They're trying to get some ice on. It's ice, so that would mean that it's not bone struck. So that's a good thing, I think.
I suppose the biggest positive you can possibly get. Inside 50, Josh Murphy breaks away and kicks his third. Geez, a talent, young Josh Murphy. Missed out on the draft last year. He's with Collingwood in the VFL, and you can't help but think the black and white colours will be calling for him soon. He's hit his third. North Albury are starting to break this contest wide open.
I'll tell you what's scary for the rest of the competition, the way they moved the ball out of contest, Lukey. That was scary how quick that was, and Josh Murphy just manages to run into an open goal because Albury are shell-shocked. That was fantastic work there by North Albury. 12 inside 50s this quarter. They have been fantastic. 26 for the game. They're doing a little bit of a number on Albury here.
Yeah, 7-7 plays 2-6. 7-7 plays 2-6 on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. Working up towards a long break. Winter out of the middle through the hands of Leighton Taylor. Flynn Gardner picks it up. The Hoppers might have another here. Out wide he goes. Have a shot on goal through Flack. He's blazed away and he's got it. He's got it. My goodness, that is a Sunjan goal of the day. They are red hot at the moment. Scotty on fire.
Oh, if you don't mind, what can they? They can't do anything wrong, can they, the Hoppers? He just threw that one up in the air and somehow just floated back in because I don't think he was confident when he hit the boot. But the longer it stayed in the air, went straight through. And as Dan just said about how they moved the footy from clearance, then again, just straight through and away they went. Another goal pretty comfortably.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary proposition at the moment. When North Albury play their best footy, I don't know if there's a team that can actually run with them now. Maybe Rovers, but they look super good.
Maybe Rovers, yeah. They started
Probably
this
Rovers.
quick footy.
I was meant to say.
Around the grounds for Mr. Stokes Poolwell, the Bulldogs strike first blood in the Wodonga Derby. They lead 1 straight 6 of the Raiders yet to score. And here at Bunton, 55 plays 18, a 37-point margin. The North Albury Hoppers for Jaco Albury Wodonga. North, we've got another whistle here. Flack went inside 50. It might have come from the netball court.
Yep.
Gain up, head over the football for the Albury Tigers. Went underground. They link up okay. 1-2 as Zeebarth was on. And Gaynor got dumped as he kicked long down the line. Umpire put the whistle away. North have numbers. Nice tackle applied. I think it's by Ryan. And we'll ball the footy up 55 metres out from Tigers' goal. 25 and a half, almost 26 gone for NZ. And North Albury, they've had a blistering second term, kicking 5 majors to Albury's 1.
Yeah, they've blown the game apart on Anzac Day. Here's Arch Gardner at the bottom. Jake Ryan over him, the umpire to take it just inside the 50 at the Logan Road end. Dan, what's your best, mate, as we work up towards a break?
Well, I guess the frustrating thing for Albury's is they've had 10 inside 50s this quarter, just cannot generate scores at the moment.
Daniel Picaro, here goes Gaynor. Jake breaks away over the top of Weaven, and it goes through for 1 minus score. So 55 plays 19. 55 plays 19. That's right, you heard it correctly. We've got the Hoppers up on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard. We've gone 26 second term for NZ.
Monty, I love the tall backs of the North Albury Hoppers. They're playing in real unison and a real threat.
Yeah, and they just roll off and help each other out too. They look so dangerous, and what they do is that use the footy well coming out too.
Hayes, he got the ball onto Goody, onto Gardner, now Winter. Gee, this is nice footy as Arch Gardner's got it in the centre for the North Albury Hoppers. Inside 50 in the blink of an eye, flying across the pack. Well done, young Matt Bender. Goes to Garthwaite, who's put himself behind the footy. Long raking kick down the line. Opportunistic to put it nicely. The mark was taken as Winter darts one inside 50. And the mark's been taken by Rigoni. Good strong mitts from the on-baller. He'll play on unselfishly. And that's smart footy, because when the coach calls for it all alone, Monty, you kick it to him.
Well, you're guaranteed to get a game next week. You do that more often than not. But how good was Archie Gardner here? Just held on to it for half a second and got a quick handball to Winter to get that kick inside 50. It was just fantastic playing and really heads-up sort of footy.
I know there's only 3 Gardeners on the field today. We know Gus is playing for the Bushies tomorrow, but the amount of time we're calling their name, it feels like there's 6 of them out there. So Broomhead looking to kick the 6th goal for the Hoppers in the second term. From 35 metres out, the coach stands up and puts it through the big sticks. He kicked his first. North have got 9. And for the first time in a very long time, North Albury are dominating on Anzac Day.
This is a pretty scary moment here for Albury Tigers, Lukey. This game is just about done. It's not even half time yet. So that's one way to put it. Julian Hayes, he's been good. He's had 9 disposals this quarter. Ben Rigoni's also been good. He has had 12 for the day as well. So all their stars are firing, Lukey. And Caden Winter, 14 on disposals on the 40-week stat sheet. They're looking good and they're looking scary.
So we're right on siren time. Scotty, they're rubbing this in right now.
Absolutely are. They're having a bit of party time already. It's only before half time. So Albury are going to have to really try and reset at half time and get going again in the second half.
Here they come again. Duncan, though, over his head. Well, head over the ball, I should say, to Z Barth, and then on to Cameron and back to Duncan. Geez, been good, Mick. He's trying his heart out off half back. And then ball goes to ground, and there is the siren. It is a 42-point lead on Anzac Day at Barton Park. North Albury with the massive lead. 9-7-61 lead the Albury Tigers 2-7-19. The halftime show for Elders Rural with Dan Vaccaro and Scott Montgomery. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
out of the box, and prime for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
Business specialists.
And welcome back to Bunton Park for an Anzac Day special football edition of the halftime show. Thanks to Elders Rule. I'm joined in the box by Dan McCarrow. And Dan, I tell you what, North Albury have looked the goods in every bit of team that's going to go deep into September. And, well, Albury, they don't look like a team that's going to even make it to September. It's 9-7-61, the North Albury Hoppers, to 2-7-19. That is a 7-goal lead at half-time to the Hoppers, and they have just looked electric, while Albury have looked nearly non-existent out there at times, nearly like witches' hats the way North Albury been able to move the ball through them.
Yep. Almost being kind there, Monty, to be brutally honest. I don't know which way to look at it, whether it's a glass half full and talk about how good North Albury are. The way they move the ball is the best in the league when it's on. They just look electric. And then you turn to the other page, and Albury Tigers are just in a world of pain. They can't get any ascendancy. They can't hit the scoreboard. They've got injuries. Everything that could be bad everything that could be bad for them is just getting worse and worse by the minute in this game. So it's a really they've got to come out next half and just show something that they can hang their hat on. I think is the only thing they can turn to at the moment, Scott.
Yeah, I don't know where they turn to. As we spoke about, a couple of injuries. Maxi Byrne went down in the first quarter, and I thought he was doing an all right job at full back nearly on Leighton Taylor and the like. And then we saw Jimmy Grills go down in that second quarter, so I don't think we'll see him back. He walked off with crutches and had his sock cut off, so I think he's in a pretty poor way, which is unfortunate. We'll try to get a bit of an update on where he actually is at later on in the day, but yeah, we've obviously 2 down at half time. It's a hot day, high rotations, already very thin through the midfield. It's going to be very interesting to see what they try and do. Obviously, Garthwaite's tried to play that loose man at times, but all that's done is given North Albury a rebounder off half-back. Yeah, free, whether it's been Hayes or whoever they've been able to work as that free. They seem to win the footy way too easy at half-back, and then it just really launches them, doesn't it?
It does, and they've gone away from what they started the game with, because they started okay, Albury, and they put a bit of time into Julian Hayes, and then all of a sudden he's just off the leash like nothing. There's too little people coming to the floor for Albury. There's too many people taking responsibility, to be honest. Michael Duncan, he's trying his absolute heart out. He's had the 12 disposals. Even Jake Gaynor, to be honest, in the midfield, he always is trying. Garthwaite, to be fair, he's trying his best out there. He's gone down back. He's gone up forward. He's probably not having a great day with his hands. He's dropped a few marks and doesn't look like it today, but I'll tell you what, I don't even know where to begin. They have been poor this half, and as we said, they've almost just got to do something to hang their hat on in the second half. I'm not sure what it is yet. Yeah,
it's going to be very, very interesting. Let's just quickly go through our goal kickers. We've got 3 to Josh Murphy for North Albury, 2 to Leighton Taylor, and then singles to Kane Flack, who kicked an absolutely miraculous goal, Sunjan goal of the day in front of the Canberra. Tim Broomhead with a single, Nathan Dennis and Angus Crowley on debut, while only the 2 singles for Albury with Ryan Garthwaite and Jake Ryan, who actually has been pretty handy, I think, Jake Ryan. He's tried his hard, died out of it in that second quarter, but I think it was more the supply. Let's have a quick look at the 40-wing stat sheet. Vax, what are they saying to us? What do the team stats say? They're probably going to be favouring North Albury, looking at the scoreboard, and then the individual stats, please.
Fair chance that it's going to be favouring North Albury. However, their clearance work hasn't been bad, Albury, and especially in that second quarter. They've had 10 for the game. And they had 9 in that quarter. So they came back in that quarter out of the middle. They fixed that, but they lost everything else. North Albury, 12 clearances for the game. The free kick count, 11 to 11. I actually think the game's been pretty well adjudicated, to be fair. The inside 50 count is where it hurts. 28 inside 50s to 16. So they're just absolutely killing them in that regard. They've taken 9 marks inside 50. Albury Tigers have taken 3 and none in that second quarter. So that's where they're really struggling. The quality of entries is poor. And then as we go through some of the individual players, Ben Rigoni, I've liked his game. He's been solid. 13 disposals. Timmy Broomhead, as we said, the main man down there, 11 disposals for him. Julian Hayes, I think he's still been a little bit quiet for his standards. He's taken the kick-outs and he's had the 12 disposals. I think he can lift. Archie Gardner, I love Archie Gardner. I think he's been the most influential player on the ground. It's amazing that a man that stands at about 168 centimetres can be the most influential player on the ground. The way he breaks through stoppages, he does it almost better than anyone in the league. I love watching him play, and I hope Werribee are watching this game, Monty, as well. And Caden Winter's been solid. He's had 13 disposals. And then for Albury, it just paints a picture of there's too many people not doing enough. As we mentioned before, Jake Ganner and Michael Duncan, they've both had 11 and 12 disposals. They've been solid. Jimmy Grills, unfortunately, went off. He's had the 4. Jackson Kelly, he's only had 5 disposals in this game. It's just not good enough for a player of his talent. And Albury will be preaching that at the halftime show, Monty.
Absolutely, they will be. Might quickly go around the grounds for Mr. Stove's Pool World over at Wodonga. We've got the Wodonga Derby going on, and what's happening over there?
And they've jumped out of the blocks, Wodonga, so they're 4-2-26, plays at Raiders, 0 goals. 1
and of course, that was a bit of a later start, so that would be just the start of the second quarter, I'd imagine.
Pretty much, yep. So that started at 3 p.m.
And then down at the Normins Oval, what do we got?
The Wangaratta Showgrounds. Wangaratta 2-2-14 plays Myrtleford Saints at 1-1-7. I tipped a little bit of an upset there.
Well, you went Myrtleford, did you?
I did.
You tipped them a lot. It's almost like you're Wodonga now. I think
maybe
you're starting to get on.
Well, I can be both because I'm from Myrtleford.
You're from Myrtleford.
I can just jump shit when Wodonga
whenever you feel like it. Well, that's what it feels like you're doing.
It's a great luxury.
And Brodie Riccardi's like your matey, I reckon. You sort of have a bit of love. You have a bit of love.
I do like Brodie Riccardi. He's a good man, but I'm a big Mitch Del Bosco fan.
You are a big Mitchy boy, aren't you? You got a bit of their merch too, don't you? Just floating around at home.
I've put one on order. Anthony Laspina, the coach of the two, said he'd order me one, and I haven't seen it yet. So. Not in the good
Probably not going to get it.
I've only got a North Albury hoodie at the moment, so I'm a North Albury supporter.
Wow. Not a bad one to be today. Just repeating, if you are just joining us here for the Elders Rural halftime show, it's 9-7-61, the North Albury Hoppers. Bit of a demolition here at halftime, 2-7-19. So a 7-goal lead at halftime over the Albury Tigers. Righto, Vax, let's put our coaches' hats on. What are you doing if you're in the Albury coaches' boxes now? Just thinking about it, what are you going to say to your troops? How can you turn this around?
Well, I can't help but think that they've actually got to implement the strategy that they went out to the game with. I got the vibe that they will try and make it as scrappy as they possibly can. Stoppage after stoppage, because their clearance work has been terrible.
It looked like fake bravado to me. They were happy to push and shove and whack off the ball, but when the ball was there to be won, they didn't really do it, did they?
You're right, and we said that before the game. When that dust settles after about 15 minutes, and I know players always talk about, get yourself up for this game, but really, when these special occasion games come, it really only lasts the first 10 or so minutes, and when the dust settles, that's when your game gets implemented, and Albury just didn't come to the party. So what they got to do is, they've got to win in some aspect. They've got to start winning it out in the coalface. Their entries inside forward 50 have to be better, and they simply need someone that can take marks. Whether you just put Matt Walker down there and say, listen, you're the bear in the square, take some grabs, kick some goals, and make it a respectful second half, Monty, is what I'd be saying if I'm Albury.
Well, it started to hit me in this middle of the ground, didn't they? Which is a bit of an odd one. Like we saw round one.
Is that almost jumping on that fake bravado of get a big body in there and start to,
or is
use your muscles a little bit?
Is it just they've got no one else at the moment? With some injuries of Fletcher Carroll being out, a couple other guys, Jake Page isn't there. He probably would have gone to Broomhead if he was playing today. So, what is their option? What is their option? So, it's very weird. But if you're sitting in Tim Broom's head coach's office, what are you saying? You got to be very happy. You're just going to say, let's just keep running them off their legs, because at the moment, that's what they're doing, and Albury just can't keep up, can they?
Yeah, it's simple as that, Monty. You've just got to keep running them off their legs. Albury have shown they can't keep up. It's going to get a lot more obvious and worse for them, the fact that they've got 2 down as well on the bench as well. So North Albury, there's not a whole lot to change. Maybe you change some personnel almost in the protective sort of scheme. So you go Tim Broomhead, maybe he just goes and plays forward now. He doesn't have to go. He doesn't have to play in the midfield now. Put him up forward. See if he can kick 5 or 6. He's such a good player.
Especially now, Archie Gardner is a bona fide midfielder. He's not a wingman like he was last year. He's a bona fide midfielder.
He's a star, Archie Gardner. I love watching him play.
I just love how clean he is. And he, 2 or 3 times he's got the ball mid-air, been able to give a handball over the top today, where it's hit a target and just he takes the tackle. It's just unbelievable.
And the other thing I really love about him, he does it better than anyone. I always remember watching AFL. Chris Judd did it better than anyone. The first 5 steps out of a clearance were lightning fast.
So you're now comparing him to Chris Judd?
All I'm saying is...
Wow, he's the next Chris Judd. I just heard you say...
Of the O&M, he's the next Chris Judd. But no, he's first 5 or 6 steps out of a clearance. No one can touch him. And he's obviously a fast person, but when he's out of the clearance, it's electric to watch.
Now, for those of you listening, you normally know that there is a bit of a netball update. The games today are a bit of a later start due to the ANZAC ceremonies and all that. So we'll get a bit of a netball update for Ray White Rural in our post-game show. But that's the end of our halftime show. Thanks to Elders Rural. After this break, we'll be back with all the second half action back here at Button Park on a special ANZAC Day on O&M Live, because on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
Ferguson and Fent Dealer.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to Bunton Park. Here's the third term thanks to Wiesner's. 61 plays 19 with Luke Francis.
And Matt Walker brought to ground, Gussie, so we'll just have a look here. It's just favouring the Alamein Avenue side here slightly. Still in the centre, Hutchison lost a handle on it. Z-Bath just goes with a long one forward, getting back Mooney. Hayes has it now for the Hoppers, on to Mooney again, trying to duck back inside, gets the handball away. Archgarter's going to put his head over the footy. Hillary goes in the umpire to take control.
Bit of a positional change there. Jay Hillary's gone forward, boys, so something a little bit different. We haven't seen that in his senior career very often.
Well, he has kicked 100 in the Tallangatta League for Yak and Dander, so...
Dan, did you finish second to him?
Yes.
I think Dan played in the 12 o'clock show.
No, that was in the under-17s.
Very popular man now.
Show.
Dan Vaccaro. There's Rigoni. Off to Reynolds, bursting off half-back. Here they come again, the Hoppers. They've got a 42-point lead on the Inspirations point scoreboard. Here goes Murphy. He's already got 3. Scotty's going to line up for his 4th.
Yeah, and he definitely took off them, boys. He's lucky the umpire didn't call play on, but how good did they look going through the middle? Reynolds then just took off, arched the back and got around a would-be tackler, and it was a beautiful kick out in the space for Murphy to run onto. And I tell you what, if they move the footy like this all year, boys, it's going to be scary. They're going to put some big scores on some sides.
I feel sorry for Lucas Conlon. We know he's a premier defender in the competition, but he's coming from a long way back, and the matchup he's got on Josh Murphy just isn't right for where Lucas is at the moment.
Totally agree.
Kicked all of his 3 goals so far in the second term. That one on the boot is left through for 1 minus score. 62 plays 19. 62 plays 19. North Albury up over the Albury Tigers on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Hey, Monty, you stole my pen at half-time.
No.
I'm coming for you.
I've only got 1 pen on me.
Oh, I've lost.
Oh, no, I've actually got another one. It's in my pocket.
Jeez, I
Pack
tell
her
you
up,
what.
Gus. You may as well go home now.
Take the one off Vax I gave him.
That's a McKinley thing if ever I've seen it. The pen thief.
Oh, that's in the back.
62 plays 19. Should have been a free kick
Yeah,
there,
it was.
Monty.
Yeah, it's going to be a free kick to Lucas Conlon. This little hands in the back from Josh Murphy.
He's copped it today, our man Robbie, hasn't he?
Oh, we love Robbie. He's a good sport.
You're the main one that's giving it to him.
No, you just told me to.
Lucas Conlon inboard to Jackson Kelly.
We told you to.
Now he links up with Duncan. Alamein Avenue side for the Tigers. Duncan's kick was a bit skew-iff. Looking for the boundary line. Z-Bath left it behind. Well done, Jakey Gaynor. Been Aubrey's best today for mine. Inboard to Heiner Hennessy over the top. Nice link-up play from Eddie Z-Bath inside 50. Here's Ryan on the half volley. Gee, the Tigers need this. Top of the goal square. And lands out of bounds right next to the behind post on the full. It won't trouble the scorers. So North Albury Hoppers lead 62-19 at the 3-minute mark for NZ.
You know who Jake Ryan reminds me of, Scotty?
Who you got?
Jeremy Finlayson.
Yeah, a little bit, that little bit lanky sort of character.
Yeah, from Colcan, of course, now with Port Adelaide. Here's Mooney, back to Foster. So they're on half-back, the Hoppers, and on to Arch Gardner. He's got Mooney on again if he wants to use him. Down the line to Leighton Taylor. Good fist out of bounds from Garthwaite, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
He's so good, Archer Gardner. He's brilliant. He started this quarter like the last 2. He's up to 16 disposals on the 40-wing station.
And Garthwaite started behind the footy, which is, I love that move. They didn't do it last week, and they've done it this week.
So boundary throw in. Slot into attack on the true centre wing position for the North Albury Hoppers. Ball in a bit of a scrimmage, and we'll ball it up once again. Scott Montgomery, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. Just repeating the injury updates for the Albury Tigers.
Yeah, Maxi Byrne, I think it was a knee, some sort of knee injury, was off in the first quarter, and then Jimmy Grills for half-time, something to do with the lower leg.
So inside 50, Murphy's on the lead once again. He brought it front and square, but the Crummers couldn't arrive in time. The ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Dan Vaccaro will go around the ground, so Mr. Stowe's pool world. Of course, 3 big Anzac Day games to keep tabs on. 2 locally, the Bulldogs and the Raiders. Myrtleford, of course, taking on the Wangaratta Magpies, and the Bombers and the Pies at the G. We'll get to you shortly. Umpire's going to pay a free kick here. It's going to go the way of North Albury, and Josh Murphy is going to be the recipient from a ruck raffle.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't even see what was paid. So, but Murph going to go back here and have another shot on goal for his 4th. So, yeah, he's in for a bit of a day out if he can get on hold of him in the second half here.
So Josh Murphy, I've got him down for 3 goals, 2. Big Murph. And looking to kick the first goal of the second half. He's 35 metres out in a 45-degree angle. In comes Murph, put him down for another minor score. Big of an outswinger there from Murph to the near side for a minor score. 9-9-63, 2-7-19. It's the Hoppers over the Albury Tigers. Mr. Stove's pool world around the grounds.
Thank you, Gus. And the other game at Martin Park, Wodonga 7-2-44 plays Raiders 1-3-9. And the other game at the Wangaratta Showgrounds, Wangaratta 2-5-17 plays Myrtleford 3-2-20.
Great work, Dan Vaccaro. His dunk and short to Lucas Conlon. Now, he's 25 out from their own defensive goal. Lucas, Logan Rodan. Matt Walker leads for him on the broadcast side. He'll get him. No, he dropped the mark. Rigoni's right onto it. She pounces quickly. Off to Foster Gardner. He's got some pace. Goes into the pocket. Let's have a look. Good fist away from Lucas Conlon. Ball out of bounds.
Just knew he had to get across and spoil that one after he gave the footy up to Nick Lucas. It wasn't probably the right kick. Had to travel 50 metres in the air. And it was just really well done by Ben Rigoni to get across and cut it off and keep it inside North Albury's half.
Boundary umpire in possession. About to throw it back into play. Here it comes. Kelly. Nice work down to Anthem, quickly beset upon. Gainer clearing kick out of the congestion. Mooney under it. And so too was Ryan. Mooney ended up with it. The mark's been paid. Pope wants it if he wants to backtrack. Now he's pointing forward. So Mooney's about to wind up here. And he sends it right up. Leighton Taylor sits under it. Kelly got hands to it and dropped it. Bender goes in. And then Cameron's brought to ground. And the umpire will take it 15 out from the Logan Road ends.
Dan Vaccaro, some 40 winks numbers in the third term.
Well, the inside 50s for the whole game will do, Gussie. 32-18, so that's where the game's been won and lost. Pretty simple as that.
Kelly won the tap, but trying to poke it through was Gardner. It was Flynn, and it didn't quite have the accuracy. Yet another minor score, 9-10 to 2-7. The Hoppers lead the Tigers. Thanks to Inspirations Paint. Jeff Gray and the boys at Inspirations Paint. They're manning the cam bar below us, giving back to the local community. Good on you, Jeff. Nice kick from Garthwaite at full back. He's gone behind the ball, brings it out to Alamein Avenue side. Goody. He's here for North Albury. Wants to come in board, trying to find Pope.
Got a free kick.
Free kick. It's going to go the way of Albury.
Nah, it should be George's.
Okay, it is George.
He's pointing the wrong way.
So George, the captain, kicks to centre half forward, the half forward flank. Ball's in the hands now of McIntosh. In for his first game of the season 2025. Nice looking left foot kick, trying to find Murphy. The coach, Broomhead Roves. Top of the goal square, does it have the legs? Had the distance, but not the accuracy. Doing all the attacking here. 9-11-65 to 2-7-19. North Albury looked dominant in the third term for Wiesners.
Yeah, apart from that first minute where they had it inside 50 Albury, they haven't looked close to getting it near there, have they? And North Albury just doing all the attacking at the moment.
Yeah, the Hoppers in full control of this ANZAC Day clash. As Dad mentioned, two other games being played today, and that is the Wodonga Bulldogs up against the Wodonga Raiders and the Maggies up against the Saints. Then the broadcast game tomorrow on O&M Live, it's the Wang Rovers versus the Lavington Panthers, coverage from 1 p.m. The netball stream is between Corowa and Yarrawonga, also from 1.
The rumble on the river, Lukey.
That's it, Gussie. Here's Ryan going short to Dunstan. So Dom Dunstan with the Sharon, true centre wing for the Tigers broadcast side. Nice kick. Gets it into Matt Walker. So this is the one that's troubled them all day, Scotty.
Yeah, just got to go shorter. I can try and find an option because North Albury set up quite well behind the footy.
To Jackson Kelly, the former Wagga Tiger and son of a legend, Paul Kelly. Here goes Jackson wearing the same number as his famous father, number 14. Cullen sits under it. And then Ryan gets it off to Blomley. Tried to pick up Cameron. He wasn't expecting it. Blomley taken in a tackle. The umpire to take control.
Jake Ryan's best game in Albury's colours for mine, Monty.
Yeah, I thought the first half against Yarra round 1 was pretty good, but he's been pretty consistent most of today.
Sort of playing a bit more of a familiar role as one of the only key tools. What he used to do at Leopold in the Geelong League. Now Gainer, he emerges from the contest. Found Walker, bit off more than he can chew. Holding the ball. Big gang tackle from Rigoni and Flack. And it's going to be Rigoni, the recipient of the free kick. He goes on the right boot. He finds that man in Flack. He ignored the assistant coach in Winter. We're going to play a bit methodically here. So the ball comes out right in front of our broadcast position in the hands of Isaac Campbell. So Campbell, the left foot up. Not many options present, so he's going to have to kick a long one down the line. It's a high up and under on the left boot. Looking to find Big Hutchison. He brought it front and centre for North Albury. The Tigers have numbers at the back of the contest. Garthwaite, he got the ball onto Detoli. He goes to the right boot. Z-Bar, this is nice play. McCloskey, gee, not the really best kick to put it nicely. And it's a turnover. Isaac Campbell's going to intercept here for North.
Gus McLeod calling for McRae Motors. Dan Vaccaro on the 40-wing stat sheet. And Scott Montgomery On him lives, A-grade game analyzer. Boundary side for the Newmarket. There goes Campbell. Right inside 50. Look at that for delivery. Finding Nathan Dennis. That's some of the best footy we've seen this season, Scotty.
Just not even the kick, just the way they were able to set it up with that link-up handball and then the 50-metre bullet pass onto Dennis's chest. Dogger had not even led yet, but the kick come from Campbell and he just turned and come at it. So how good is that? And that's just ball movement. That's knowing exactly where you want to kick it to. And then Dogger was first to respond and should go back here and put this one through.
That's what we want to see, Daniel Vaccaro.
Yeah, it was brilliant, but that's the lack of pressure from Albury where they can take off those kicks, North.
Nathan Dennis looking at North Albury's 10th, and that one sprayed to the right. Another minor score, so that's their 12th behind. 9-12-66. 9-12-66 to 2-7-19. Hoppers up, Inspiration Paint scoreboard.
Dogger Dennis had an uncharacteristically slow and quiet start to 2025, Monty.
Yeah, he was a bit crook, I think, one of the games, wasn't he? He was a bit of under an injury cloud in the other. So, yeah, it's just one of those ones, isn't it? He's probably not fully fit at the moment, just getting out there and making sure that he's an option out there for him, but probably just not at 100%.
He's promised us some Dennis plumbing apparel, and we're yet to see it.
Yeah, it might be a bit of, like we're supposed to get a North Albury scarf a couple of years ago from our O&M Live man, but, never got them.
The old lost in the mail, hey? A bit like buying a watch in Bali. On the far side, Julian Hayes flings the ball back. Goody, Reynolds, now back to Goody. The captain links up in a nice 1-2 with his vice-captain, Julian Hayes, who's happy to retreat all the way back to full-back. The mark's been taken on the last line of defence. Cullen brings it out in front of our broadcast position. Gardner's got some work to do. Mooney joined in the action. Now he goes back to Archie Gardner, who kicks from a standing start to a one-on-one contest, trying to find his brother. Bit too much on it for him. Well done, Ty Quaid on the right boot. Kick missed the target. Great hands from Ryan. On the left boot, goes long down the line, looking to find Walker. Walker got met by Julian Hayes. Crunched him in a tackle. Paddled forward by Kelly. Looks for the overlapping run here of Gaynor. Tied up in the boundary. Jake bit off a lot. Got the handball away. But North Albury's pressure is relentless. An elite body and paint play today from George Goody to see the ball across the chalk for a boundary throw.
Look at the green jumpers around that contest now. There was a lot more of them flashing into action there. There was about 7 or 8 by the end of it and only 1 or 2 North Albury guys. So it just shows their desperation is up and they want to make sure they're right in this game the whole day.
Yeah, you're right, Scotty. Jackson Kelly and Jake Gaynor were brilliant in that piece of play, but they needed help, didn't they?
Absolutely. 1 or 2 others getting over to help out and give us support would have absolutely got them through there.
Blomley hooked it back. Whistle.
And now Matt Walker's down holding his ankle too, boys. So
over the shoulder call here, and this one's going to Jake Ryan. Scotty, back to you for the Newmarket.
Yeah, he still hasn't got up yet, Matty Walker. He's just hobbled up to his feet now and found his feet, but 2 trainers by his side. So that's the last thing Albury need.
Should they be running out of room on the bench down there, Scotty?
Well, he's just limping it off, but maybe. We'll see.
Okay, so Jake Ryan kicked the first goal for the Tigers in the first 2 minutes of the game. And then the only other Tigers goal was at the 90-minute mark of his second turn to Ryan Garthwaite. This is for their third. 66 plays 19. So in comes Jake. I tell you what, he's a beautiful kick of the Sharon. That is fantastic. A double for Jake, Dan.
Yeah, he's probably been one of Albury's best, really, along with Jakey Gaynor, who's also chipped in with 16 disposals, but it just hasn't been Albury's day, and they just can't seem to catch a break at the moment. I know they got one there, but just every single contest, North Albury are around, and they're doing such a great job, and so many of their players are playing good. We talk about Archie Gardner. He's been just about best on ground. 17 disposals for him. Just been clean out of the contest, Lukey, and it's North Albury's day.
Yeah, the Jeremy Finlayson look-alike, Gussie.
Don't mind it.
Boundary side, Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket
Yeah,
Hotel.
Matty Walker's brushed off the trainers and got back into the middle for this one, so just keep an eye on him for a little bit. He's grabbing that ankle still, so wait and see.
So Jake Ryan brings it back to a 41-point lead. Thanks to Inspiration's paint. The clearance is going to go the way of the North Albury Hoppers with great synergy as Broomhead brings it out to the wing, and the mark's being taken by Caden Winter. That's 50. Jake Gaynor slapped the footy out of his hand well and truly after he'd marked.
So we'll take him into kicking distance.
And absolutely, Caden Winter will have a shot. I'm going to say he'll kick from 48, 49 metres, Monty.
Yep, absolutely. And it's right on Wizz's distance. I reckon there's a big chance here. And no one's got to the mark yet. So if he plays on, which I think he's nearly been away to, Dom Dunstan's come charging in. He's done well.
So Caden Winter, we taking his numbers today in the 40 wing stand, Vaccaro?
Yeah, we are, Gus. He's going to be coming up for his 14th disposal.
Just gets it done, doesn't he, Caden, every week?
The Wiz, looking for North Albury's 10th. To the Logan Road end. Accuracy is good. So's the distance. Through the big sticks. North Albury are kicking away 72-25 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. They're emphatic on Anzac Day.
Yeah, pretty dominant affair from North Albury, and there's a couple other dominant affairs if we go. 2-6-18, playing Myrtleford Saints 4-2-26.
Okay, very interesting score, that one, Dan.
Called for an upset during the week.
And in the AFL at the MCG, the online scores are not working.
That's good, convenient for people.
Now, Dan, get your plug in for your new show, your new podcast.
The Stats Don't Lie. Me and David Wink every second Wednesday. We'll be coming at you talking all things stats related, Lukey.
Beautiful. Here's Julian Hayes. Scotty, we got another one down.
Yep, I think it's Jackson Kelly just had a head knock there, boys.
Yep.
So keep an eye on that one.
All right.
With Eddie Zebath, he's got another one.
Deary me. So,
whose black cat did someone at Albury kick during the week, Monty? Fair income.
He's really holding his head, and the trainers are trying to pull him off. He doesn't want to come, but the trainers are making him.
Yeah, he'd sense the situation they're in. But anyway, he's coming to the bench now, Jackson. So stay tuned, and Scott Montgomery will give us another update. Here's Brumett having a shot across and has hit the point post. So out of bounds on the full. So he'll be thrown in at the Logan Road end on the far side. 72 plays 25. 10-12-72. Plays 3-7-25. Hoppers up. We're going close to 17 for NZ third term. Gussie?
Garthwaite, who's in the back six today. Kicks long down the line for the Albury Tigers. Zebath at the back of the contest. He left it behind. Now Matt Bender. As soon as he picked up, he was launched upon by three North Albury hoppers and will ball the footy up. About 2 or 3 metres in from the chalk, Alamein Avenue side wing.
We've talked about the dominant display from North Albury. 33 inside 50s for them, and Albury Tigers just the 21.
10-12-72 to 3-7-25. The hoppers lead the Albury Tigers on Anzac Day thanks to Wiesners. Here's Leighton Taylor on the left, lowering the eyes inside 50. He tried to find Murphy, went out of bounds on the full. Monty for the Newmarket Hotel. It looks like Garthwaite has now got the match up on Josh Murphy.
He does. He's been there most of this quarter, which I like the move from the coach's box. It's probably something they could have done earlier in the game.
Dennis over his head, or just turned it over, or Cameron got taken down. He received the ball back. So it's coming back to Harry. 13 Guernsey for the Tigers. And if you are listening on 1494 2AY, the Tigers are wearing their Anzac Day Guernsey, predominantly yellow. Looks fantastic. Got the soldiers at the bottom. There's Rigoni. Hands it off to Dennis. Nathan straightens up. Gee, they're putting them to the sword. North Albury have got another, and they are running away with this. Is the all clear going to be given as touch?
Just off the boot.
There you go. Okay, so 1 minus score, Dan.
There you go. Yeah,
Dogger
look
can't
like a goal to me.
He can't buy one, Dogger Dennis. 3 behinds, Monty.
I've got him for a goal in the first quarter.
Oh, he did too. Good guess. So, a free kick hit, Hutchison.
I don't think you'll be getting a spot on David and Dan's podcast.
No. I edit it though so I can cut all the crap out. Inside 50, mark's been taken. Leighton Taylor. If he can put some goals next to his name instead of a few points, Monty, he's showing he's a massive threat inside 50.
Absolutely. He's got a nice set of hands, doesn't he? There's probably been 2 or 3 other ones that have gone through his hands as well, but he has kicked 2 today, Gussie, as well. So he's definitely putting some goals next to his name.
We've got him down for 2-2. That's probably wrong. If he kicks this, it'll be North Albury's 11th. That's correct, and it's through the big sticks. North Albury have kicked 11 and back-to-back goals in the third term thanks to Wiesners. It's starting to get ugly here at Button Park.
Yeah, what a performance here by North Albury. They're doing it with ease now, Lukey, and it's pretty uncompetitive second half, to be brutally honest, from Albury. That they are just dominating this contest. 38 inside 50s to 21, and they just look like to be going strength to strength, Lukey.
9-goal break, 10. So it's a 54-point lead. 9 goals, 79 plays, 25 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. NZ Albury time clock has gone close to 20. We're in the third term, and they are really walloping the Albury Tigers, North Albury. This is a rout now. Here they go through Crelly, and he goes in forward. Nathan Dennis sits under it in a one-on-one with Duncan. Garthwaite taken to ground by Dennis, and also Murphy, the umpire, to take control. Now, Scotty, what's the injury update down there? We might have to give you 4 or 5 minutes to go through it.
Yeah, we already spoken about Jimmy Grills is done for the day, and so is Maxie Byrne, and Jackson Kelly's been brought off, and he's sort of doing a couple of assessments now, and one of the trainers actually jumped on the phone after she spoke to him, so hopefully that's nothing too major.
Good work for the Newmarket. Kelly, taken by McIntosh and Winter. Gus McLeod, he is on the money.
He took it out of the ruck, so when you catch it out of the ruck, I believe it's classified as prior. opportunity.
Nah, they got rid of that rule.
Maybe
they got rid of that rule.
Kelly's so upset.
Yep, they definitely got out of that rule.
Yeah.
That was no longer your prior opportunity. You still, you could just hold on to it and get tackled.
Yeah,
so
back in the day, you could basically just touch them if they took it out of the ruck. And
but the umpires made a mistake on that one.
Okay, so that's some good insight from our OMFNL live commentary team here.
But I still got it right for the first time today. There you go.
But why he paid it?
Yeah. Doesn't matter if the decision's right.
Here goes Caden Winter. He pops it up in the air. That one to the right of the post, another minor score. So it could have been a lot bigger margin, Scotty, for the Hoppers.
It could have been. And he's been really good in this quarter, Caden Winter. I think he's been fantastic. And then a quick one, Jackson Kelly has got back out there, boys, so nothing to worry about with him.
I do have an injury update for the Newmarket Hotel. Jim Grills has left the ground and is going to hospital. So that's really concerning for Wontagong Jim. He's one of our absolute favourites, and particularly right in the midst of a big polo cross season in 2025. We've got a free kick here for a high. It's going to be against Captain Grumpy. No, not Panda Escott, Jack Penny.
Who's the grumpier one?
Today,
it's hard.
Probably still JP. He's never smiled in his life.
There's a bit going on off the ball here. Ben Kelly's not liking a lot of the treatment he's copped today either.
Jackson Kelly gets the ball onto Duncan. Duncan's kick on the non-preferred. Found its way to Blomley, but on the half volley out of bounds. Boundary side of the Newmarket Hotel open today and tonight, and so's the bottle shop. Scott Montgomery.
Just been going there for a couple of cold frothies on the way home, but you see there the ball movement from Albury is non-existent. It's stagnated, and that's because of tired legs, I reckon. The couple of injuries they've got, they just can't keep up with North Albury now, and I think it's only going to get worse as the game drags on.
80-25, it's North Albury. They're in front of the Albury Tigers. Inside 50 goes Gardner, top of the goal square, trying to find Murphy. Murphy, crumbs, snaps. High up and under, doesn't quite have the accuracy, sneaks through for a minor score. So Josh Murphy
out on the full.
Out of bounds on the full, won't trouble the scorers. So it's 11-14-80, the 3-7-25, North Albury are in front here in the third term thanks to Wallers. And a big shout out to everyone that sent through the AFL scores after I said the live scoring is not working.
Yeah, I've got a score here, Gus. Collingwood 3-4-22 to Essendon 1-1.
It is working. I just don't want to bring it up.
It is working.
Yeah, monster game at the G8. Rightio, Dan, I feel like we need a 40 Winks update.
They should get two blockbuster teams in that game, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree. And instead of an stats update, I'll give you around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Poolwell because there's two other games on Lukey. Wodonga 8-2-50 plays Raiders 2-4-16. And at the Wangaratta Showgrounds, it's Wangaratta 2-6-18. Plays Myrtleford 4-2-26. I think it might be
Quade
half-time.
breaking away here. He might kick a goal for the Tigers. Oh, yes. Just over the opponent's head there in Pope, and it's gone through for a major. So they get their fourth. So 80 I should say. 80 plays 31 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Scotty, they needed that. And that is one of the great understatements of all time.
Ty Quade has been the big highlight for me this year for the Albury Tigers to start this year. He's been lively, he's played key position, he's played through the middle. He's a kid that just keeps getting better and better every week. And to finish that goal the way he did was really class. He got out the back and used his leg speed.
Just shows what you can do, Monty, when you give guys a crack at senior level. I reckon this would be his 20th game, maybe now in the seniors.
Yeah, I liked him last year when he was on debut really early on, and he's probably played 6 or 7 throughout last year as still a thirds kid, and yeah, he's been fantastic, I reckon, this year so far.
He's a find for the Albury Tigers. Back in the centre. Pinballs around. Ben Kelly, he wraps up Hutchison. In the ruck raffle, we'll ball it up once again. It's like 23 minutes gone here, almost 24. Thanks to NZ Albury. Kelly won the tap, intercepted by Flack, who kicks to centre half forward. Nice pick up from Regani, but he ran into a brick wall named Ryan Garthwaite. And we'll ball the footy up at centre half forward for the North Albury Hoppers. So a 49-point lead here in favour of the green and gold. Thanks to Inspirations Paint. Jackson Kelly had over the football. Unthanked now has a crack for the Albury Tigers. And another stoppage once again. So 40 metres out from Hopper's goal. We'll ball the football up at the Logan Road end.
Look at the footy players around the ball down here. Gussie, about 35 out. Tigers and Hoppers everywhere. Rightio, clearing kick from Walker. Thumped away from the contest. It's rolling beyond Arch Gardner. Picked up by Dunstan. That was a good pickup. Smooth or taken by Broomhead. Just sharked it. Handball's on. Flack about to run in. Has to evade Conlon. Then gets the handball up. Onto Jack Reynolds. Gets onto his left foot. Around the corner. And wobbles it through for another minor score. So that's 11-15 now. 11-15 for the Hoppers. 81. They lead the Albury Tigers 4-7-31. And that's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
we could be looking at 100 points here if North Albury kick straight. Luke, it could have been even uglier than what it already is.
Yeah.
We lost the ball, Monty.
No, I think it's making its way
back.
I think it's a young kid just kicked one down somewhere, and there it is. It's back now.
So Duncan playing game number 151 for the Albury Tigers. He breaks away. His handball was poor, to put it nicely. Got a bit of work to do. He has dunks. Jack Penny swoops on the loose ball. Foster Gardner goes backwards, not his best. Turnover here as the Albury Tigers regather. Well done, Zeebath. Missed Duncan. Duncan applied a nice tackle for the Albury Tigers. And we'll have a stoppage on the half-forward flank.
I know that looks like a sloppy play there, but I don't mind that from Dunks. They're trying to create something, get that run from full-back, and just take it on now. They've got nothing to lose. They're going to lose by a chunk anyway, so they might as well just take it on and see what they can do.
Archer Gardner left it behind on hands and knees. The Albury Tigers just soccer it long down the line. And across the chalk for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing broadcast side as we go to Scott Montgomery. Front and centre for the Newey.
Yeah, a lot of players now just following this ball around, just a bit like a maul at the moment. There'd be, maybe 7 or 8 midfielders for both sides the way it looks at the moment.
So what's the message, Scotty, from the Tigers hierarchy at three-quarter time? What sort of angle do you take with this?
I'd be trying some different things. Put some kids through the middle of the ground, just see if any of them can go there. Harry Cameron, we know, is a prolific ball winner in the twos. Maybe put him in the middle, give him a job. Let Jake Gaynor just do his thing, but just try and change some things up around the ball and just have a look at some different guys in different positions.
Yeah, very good. There's Broomhead taking in a strong tackle. We're taking Tim's, Dan?
Yeah, we are taking Tim's numbers. He's up to the 15 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, Lukey.
Kelly, McIntosh trying to burn his way through. Broomhead back over it. McIntosh ends up at the bottom of the pack and the umpire will take it. So 11-15-81. 11-15-81 plays Albury's 4-7-31. The Hoppers with a 50-point lead on Anzac Day at Bunton Park. Great crowd in. Gaynor gets one out. McIntosh and Cameron meet. Palms off McCloskey to Hayes and then on to Flack. And there's three-quarter time, so a 50-point break. It was 42 at half-time, and the Hoppers are just not looking back. Okay, so 11-15-81 plays 4-7-31. It's the green and gold up over the yellow and black on OMFNL Live, where you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a hole. There's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.
Live on Anzac Day, and it's North Albury 11-15-81 over the Albury Tigers. 4-7-31, a 50-point lead at the final break as we go to our C&L shower screens and wardrobes quarters best.
Oh, yeah.
C&L shower screens and wardrobes in Wodonga. Dan Vaccaro, well, he's MIA, so we've got control, Lukey, and I can't help but go past Archie Gardner for the North Albury Hoppers. He's been absolutely sublime. He picked up 5 disposals in the third turn to take his total to 18. And Ben Rigoni only had 4 that quarter, but he's building nicely. Every time he gets the footy, he does something exciting. Also added a few tackles to his game as well. That's the C&L shower screens and wardrobes quarters best. And for the Newmarket Hotel, Scotty Montgomery's boundary side.
Yeah, just had to listen to both huddles. I'll tell you what, it was hard to get a listen to Timmy Broomhead. The amount of North Albury supporters that have definitely come out of the woodwork today, Gussie, I'll tell you what. And one of them was Blake Pander-Escott. He was front and centre holding the board up.
Holding the board,
pretty well touching the board. That's how close he was. But just listening to Timmy, he was very, very happy with what they've been doing. He said, now we just can't let it drop off. We've got to make sure we continue it on because we've got to get a 4-quarter effort. It's no good just getting over the line by 50 points like we're up at the moment. We need to make sure we get a 4-quarter effort and really put them away. Well, for Maxie Lynch, he said, boys, we're going to try some things here. Let's just try and chip away with it. We know it's a big ask, but let's just chip away and see where we end up with at the final siren.
What's a good margin, Monty, if you're the North Albury Hoppers? What are you looking for?
I reckon 80.
Minimum.
Yeah, I reckon you want to win this quarter by 5 goals, to be honest.
To the final quarter coming your way on O&M Live. Thanks to Mac Jack Sheds, Phil Packer and the boys at Wagga Road, Lavington. Quality steel protection. Visit macjacksheds.com.au. Dan Vaccaro, he's relieved himself and he's back in the box, all ready to rock and roll for a big final quarter of Anzac Day footy here on your home of sport, 1494 2AY and Snap Print Solutions, O&M TV. Albury playing for pride. North Albury looking to bury the enemy and claim a victory they haven't had in 6,209 days. Sharon's aloft in the centre. And the final turn for Mac Jack Sheds with Luke Francis.
Yeah, what a day it's been at Button Park. A very special one on Anzac Day, and it's not over yet. Here's Packer, and he gets a clearing ball out of the middle to the true centre-half forward position. Oh, nice work from Ryan. Got rid of his man. Hayes mops up out the back. Gets it on to Weaven. Oh, sloppy hand pass back to Hayes. He had to go after it. Conlon tried to get one out the side to Matt Walker. Going in low was Winter. Walker goes again, brought down to ground level, and the umpire will take it. We'll have a ball up, 40 out from the Logan Road end.
Just trying to be a little bit cute there in the back half. We haven't seen that from North Albury today. The little 1-2 that wasn't quite there. So that's one thing Timmy won't be happy with in review.
Inside 50. Goody, front and centre. Brings the ball to Gardner. I reckon he's in a bit of trouble here. Free kick holding the ball. It's going to go to the Albury Tigers. And it's going to be Ryan. It's going to be Jake Ryan, the recipient of the free kick, who's probably been Albury's best forward today, Mont.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's one of the Albury guys that can definitely hold their heads high today. He's tried very, very hard, and he's been quite honest in his contests, and he's had an opponent with him nearly the whole step of the way, especially Mooney. Those two have had a really good battle, but he's done such a good effort. So it's going to be just rewards if you can put this one through.
So Ryan, Sharon in hand, profile recruit from the Geelong Football League, looking to bring the margin back to 44 points. His right foot kick looks okay off the boot, but it might be across the face. It is. It's a minor score. So 4-8-32, the Albury Tigers. They played the North Albury Hoppers 11-15-81 on the Border Carpet scoreboard.
Yeah, so the Hoppers trying to really put the foot down and make this a complete blowout win, when the Tigers, obviously with other things on their mind, they've got to try and pick a couple of goals back in this final term. As Hayes, look at that free kick, hits Flack right in the heart of Bunton Park, and he swings one now to the half-forward line. Foster Gardner sits under it, takes the mark, swings around, goes quickly. Murphy's all on his own. How did this happen? Josh out the back and takes the mark. Scotty,
and there's one in the goal square. There you go, just lazy here.
Handballs it over. Ben Regoni goes in and he kicks their 12th. Oh dear. Wheels are falling off.
Yeah, Garthwaite had raced up onto Gardner then, because Gardner got out, and that's where that loose man came with Murphy. But I'll tell you what, though, how Ben Regoni gets there, that's just hard work. Really hard work from the midfielder. So, yeah, not good enough there. Checking from the Albury Tigers there.
Yeah, disappointing to see that early in the last quarter there from Albury Tigers. And North Albury, what a dominant display for them. 43 inside 50s for them today. Only 23 for Albury Tigers. It's where it's been won and lost, Lukey.
32 plays 87. It's a 55-point lead to the green and gold on the Border Carpet scoreboard. 3 minutes gone here in the fourth term, thanks to Mac Jack Sheds. We're in the centre of North Albury. Bottom of the contest, looks like it's Kelly. A little bit slow to get up here. We've got a bit of cramp. It is Jackson Kelly, who's been a warrior today, and he's been brave and gallant in a very lean and skinny Albury Tigers on-ball brigade. It's taken a couple of big blows today on the injury front. Stoppage will ball it up once again. Scott holding the ball, Monty.
Yeah, a bit stiff there, Benny, but anyway, free kick there to Eddie.
So Eddie Zebath, he's 75 from home, directly in front. Left foot kick, well weighted. Sitting in the hole beautifully. George Goody, the captain of the Hoppers. If anyone's going to enjoy a beer tonight, it'll be George. Never played in an Anzac Day victory over the arch enemy. And North Albury bring the ball out to the Alamein Avenue side. Half-back flank.
That mindset there from George Goody to get back in the hole this late in the game when you're 55 up, compared to the Albury mindset at the other end where they just let two guys free inside 50. It just shows the difference in the two teams today.
Campbell moves one down to centre wing. Tigers win it away though. Unthank. Inside hand pass to Jackson Kelly. This is better. Or Duncan under pressure, just lost their hand on it. Regoni goes off to Foster Gardner. Murphy short. Oh, just dropped it in front of Garthwaite. Play goes on. Picks it up again. And then sends one in with a hand pass. Turns it over to McCloskey, who picks it up at ground level. Quickly on the boot. Swings it around his body. Blomley takes the mark. So Will's got it. Just outside defensive 50. Sports Club end. Now on to Jake Gaynor. So what can they build from this? Jackson Kelly takes the mark. Gee, that was a beautiful kick coming from Jake Gaynor. The two former Wagga Tigers link up, then on to Matt Walker. Now they're 55 out. This is the best footy they've played all day. Has he got one long? He has. Cole behind a Hennessy over the back. It's going to go through anyway. Walker's kicked the goal. Scotty, that was nice.
That was very nice. And Timmy Broomhead was the one that was a little bit lazy in defence there. Just rolled up off Matt Walker and let him out the back and didn't work hard to get back onto him, and just gets the easy goal out the back there. So really good reward there from Walker. I reckon he's been a hard battler all day today.
Yeah, he's worked hard today, and yeah, just understandably just a little bit laid back there from North Albury in that play. But yeah, good finish there by Matt Walker, and as Monty said, deserved that goal. Jakey Gaynor, who was involved with that play, he's been really solid today. 20 disposals for him. Always shows up, Jakey Gaynor.
49-point lead. The margin's been brought back to, thanks to Border Carpets. Back in the middle. Hutchison been okay today in the ruck for North, in for his first game of the campaign. Michael Duncan off the back of the square. Handball looking for Packer was intercepted. Leighton Taylor absorbed in a tackle and the ball it up 40 metres out directly in front. Umpiring's been good today, I think, from Henderson, Hughes and Jed Palmer. Inside 50, North Albury. They try and win the contest, but Albury prevail. They bring the ball out to the centre. Well done by Bender. Applied some good pressure. Weaven brings the ball out wide. McIntosh Now on to Hayes. Hayes lowers the eyes. He's the coach. Broomhead too far to score. Congested forward line awaits, but he picks one out in Angus Crelly. And this could cap off some debut for the boy from Leeton. Plays on. Not the best kick. Across the face for a minus.
He just gave it to the coach there. Probably wasn't the right call. I would have let Crowley what he's done today. I would have let him go back and have a shot.
Hillary in the back pocket. He's going to turn this over. McIntosh going back with the flight. Well done. Kept his head and took the mark in front of Dunstan. So Cooper McIntosh back into the Hoppers Guernsey this week in the ones. Here's Goody. 88 plays 38. Still that 50-point lead to North Albury. Weaven's gone forward and takes the mark, Scotty.
Yeah, how good's that? That's just hard work. And when you get a bit of a score line like this, the defenders do seem to work a bit harder to get inside 50, don't they? So Harry Weathen here would be keen to go back and put this one through. He doesn't get too many chances here at North Albury to do this. Yeah, rare chance to goal here, Dan.
Yeah, and they've taken 4 marks inside 50 this quarter, North, so they've been really good. And, yeah, this will be a great effort for Wevo.
Geez, the locals will love this. If Weaven can get this, just have a listen to them. They're up and about. They haven't won for 17 years on Anzac Day, and I tell you what, Dan, they're in full control of this game, and they're on the way home.
Yeah, well, they're going to do it, Lukey, and it's going to be a pretty historic win for North Albury. They have been absolutely fantastic today, and Albury Tigers have been quite the opposite, to be frank, and around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World, as there are 2 other games at the moment. A really good game down at Wangaratta Showgrounds. Wangaratta 3-9-27 plays Myrtleford 4-5-29, and at Martin Park it's Wodonga 11-2-68 plays Raiders 3-7-25.
56-point lead, Monty, for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, I just don't know where Albury are going to turn to for this last 20-25 minutes here. It's starting to be all one-way traffic.
Winter won the clearance. Kick wasn't the best. Duncan intercepts here for the Tigers. You can mark him down for being in the best 6 today for the Albury Tigers, Michael Duncan. On to Walker, whose kick was grubby, but it might work out okay. Zebath gathered, kicked, gold.
Shootout.
Great goal.
Play of the day, thanks to Elite Body and Paint from the Albury Tigers. A nice finish from Eddie Zebath. They've just got to find a way to get him involved in the game a bit more, Monty.
Absolutely, they do. I think he's just got to stay around the footy. He's been pretty good. He's a big, strong body, and he just seems to finish his work off when he gets an opportunity. Really nice finish there off one step.
Yeah, a really good player. Zebath looks as though, and the inside 50 count from Albury tells a pretty sad tale for them. They've only had the 26 entries to North Albury, and they have had the 47.
That's the voice of Dan Vaccaro on the 40-week stats. We've had Scott Montgomery boundary side all day for the Newmarket Hotel. And Gus McLeod and Luke Francis calling for McRae Motors. Back in the middle, here we go, in the final term. And we've gone close to 9 for NZ. And then Gardner got swung around. Here goes McIntosh, gets it out the back, Weaven. And the umpire is going to take this, so we'll have a ball up, just favouring the Alamein Avenue side. Man in green takes possession. Kelly, he's hobbling over to this contest with
Hutchison. I think he had a bit of cramp after that last ruck contest.
Okay, Hutchison down low to Broomhead, then gets it away to McIntosh. He's been good in the final term. The ball rolls inside 50. Foster Gardner burns onto it, has one bounce. He's feigning 2 minds and kicks a goal. Could have given it to Murphy, but went himself, and they get there 14th. 100, they crack the century. 100 points leads Albury 40-40.
Yeah, it's been absolutely relentless from North Albury, and they have been absolutely faultless as well, Lukey. They have been absolutely brilliant today. Archie Garner been one of the better performers. He's had the 20 disposals. That man, Tim Broomhead, who was prominent in that clearance as well, he's also chipped in with 20 disposals and a goal. He's been fantastic.
We've got a shootout here, Monty.
Yeah, what's happening here? I thought it was all going to be slow, boring footy in this last quarter, but we're just going bang, bang, bang with 5 goals in the first 10 minutes, so I don't mind seeing that.
100 plays 44. North Albury over the Albury Tigers. Walker in the centre of this ground. Dispossessed. Gaynor and Goody.
Free kick.
And it's going to be a tripping free kick against George Goody. He's not happy about it. He's the cranium.
Is he ever happy?
No. He'll be happy tonight, though, when the siren blows. Well, Captain George. Nice kick from Gaynor. Tracking that one was Lucas Collin. Looks like he's gone into attack for the Tigers. Head over the football here is Rigoni for North Albury. And wrapped up at a Michael Duncan tackle. We'll ball the football up. Here in the 4th term for Mac Jack Sheds. Phil Packer and the boys will be looking for a Carlton win this weekend. They've been few and far between. Broomhead, he's tackled nicely by Will Blomley. And we'll ball the footy up once again. So 11 minutes gone here for NZ. Anzac Day footy on 2AY, and our coverage continues tomorrow with the Rovers locking horns with Lavington on 2AY and Edge FM. Whistle, free kick, not officiating
throw,
umpire.
I
I think Wiz has found one here.
Yeah. Throw against Timmy, I think.
So it's going to be Eddie Zebath on the edge of the centre square for the Albury Tigers. Umpire calls him to play on, so the left footer switches dangerously. He finds McCloskey on the other edge of the centre square, the Alamein Avenue side. Everyone in attack here. So McCloskey has to kick inside forward 50 with a dump ball. North Albury have numbers at the contest. Dom Dunstan had a crack for the Albury Tigers. Ball's in dispute. Umpire blows the whistle. Will ball it up.
35 out from the Logan Road end. Umpire about to throw it aloft. Let's have a look down there. Hutchison got his hand up over the top behind Hennessy. And then Gaynor, she works hard. Gets one out to Zebath. He's going to load up. Just wobbles one towards goal, bounces across the face, through from 1 minus score. So the Tigers score 1 behind, so 100 plays 55 now. 100 plays 55, North Albury up. Hayes at the full-back position, doesn't waste any time, and he thumps it out. Look at that kick, finding Ben Rigoni. And then he goes down the line. It's a true centre wing, finding Foster Gardner. Great goal moments ago, and Foster, he wants to look inboard, now he looks wider. Crelly and Duncan in a one-on-one. This will be a good battle. Crelly picks it up. Duncan has him. Great contest. And the umpire to take it, Dan.
Yeah, it's a good little contest there. And Archie Gardner, we've talked about him today, 21 disposal. And Julian Hayes has also had the 21 as well on the 40-wing stat sheet.
45 metres out from North Albury goal. Hillary left it behind, so did Matt Bender. Now Winter, head over the ball. Hillary tries to slap it forward. Didn't make great connection. Jack Penny picked up and tackled immediately by Dom Dunstan. Will ball it up in front of our broadcast position. Monty?
Yeah, just a bit of a scrap there on the ground. And yeah, Jay Hillary just thought he'd do the right thing, get a bit of territory, and it wasn't too bad in the end.
Mr. Stowe's pull word around the grounds?
Yeah, around the grounds in the AFL. That scoreboard's working again, Gus. 35 plays 32, Collingwood's way.
Archie Gardner went inside 50 and Murphy was held by Ryan Garthwaite. And Josh Murphy, they're going to pay the advantage? I don't think so. They're going to bring it back. And Big Murph, they'll have a look on the sticks from 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Trying to get that easy one there, but everyone had nearly stopped by the time he got to it. So good decision by the umpire to bring it back, and Murph will go back and have with his. Wouldn't say it's a hard shot, but yeah, for him, he just needs to make sure he's kicking these sort of goals.
He's kicked one from this exact spot in the second term. He's kicked 3 goals today, Josh Murphy, all of them in the second. This to put the icing on an Anzac Day cake for the North Albury Hoppers. To the Sports Club end, Josh Murphy. Not your best, young fella. That one won't trouble the scorers. 100 plays 45 for Border Carpets. Here's Luke Francis on O&M Live for McRae Motors.
Duncan just tried his heart out today for his football club. There's Hillary. And then hooks one out wide. Nice kick. Finding Detoli in the blue boots. The young man for the Tigers. Just outside defensive 50. Heine Hennessy wanted the switch. They're not going to do it. Hillary down the line he goes, and they turn it over. So this is Pope. And they want to swing it across half back to Broomhead. He's got Reynolds on if he wants to use him. How many for Tim now? Down on the 40-wing stats.
It'll be coming up for his 21st on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Former Collingwood Magpie. Foster Gardner getting involved in the final term. Back over to Reynolds. This way to Goody. George, nice vision, picking up Leighton Taylor. Now he's 65 out, Scotty. We need another kick inside to make the distance.
Dennis will want it.
So let's have a look. Here goes Leighton, and he just pops it up to the hot spot. Who's winding up? Walker. Uncontested, and takes the mark for the Albury Tigers.
On the last line of defence, Matt Walker. Been his best game of the campaign, I'd say. Forced to play on ball. Normally a big key forward. Head over the football now is Penny for the North Albury Hoppers. Can't quite keep it alive. A boundary throw in right in front of the can bar and canteen, Monty, and they'll make plenty of noise in the final hooter blows.
Absolutely. What a day it's going to be for North Albury once they all head into that sports club. And I'll tell you what, our man Blake Panderescott's got a big smile on his face just wandering around the boundary here.
Get a photo of that. You won't see it again in 2025. I'm not talking about North Albury. I'm talking about the smile. We love our man Blake Panderescott. Free kick here for Archie Gardner. He's the one who wants it.
No.
Is it going to be Arch?
I don't think the
He's
umpire
putting his hand up for it.
He's got it.
It's going to be Archie Gardner.
He sold that well.
Now this, I reckon if he kicks this one, he's lowered the eyes in the pocket. Really unselfish
Keep
and
the
just
coach
making it a little bit harder to pick the Anytime Fitness player of the day. Timmy Broomhead from 30 metres out in a pretty tight angle.
Yeah, just smart there. Archie Gardner has made all the right calls today. It was a really good decision. He's probably right on his limit. He just found the coach in the pocket who we know can kick him from anywhere.
So Tim Broomhead, he'll start his approach from in front of the Can Bar and Canteen, a chock-a-block pavilion here at Bunton Park. Here comes Tim. The coach kicks a Sunjan goal today.
Gee.
He kicks his seconds, and North Albury are going to claim Anzac Day win for the first time since 2008 in front of a bumper Bunton Park crowd.
Yeah, what a finish by one of their fearless leaders in Timmy Broomhead. And he has got a claim to be one of the better players today, Lukey. He's had the 22 disposals and he's kicked 2 goals. He has been simply fantastic. And as of North Albury, they have been really, really good. And Archie Gardner, who gave it off to his coach there as well, he's been great with 23 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Gee, he can cut the breeze with a share in that man, Scotty.
Oh, he's a beautiful kick of the footy, isn't he? No matter whether it's around the ground or for shot for goal, he can kick him from anywhere. And yeah, whether he's got to do a nice penetrating kick or sits him up like that one, it's a beautiful kick either way.
Yeah, so classy, just impressive. Here goes Penny. Boy, geez, developed into a great player. Foster Gardner trying to sit under, but Hillary, nice bodywork to take the mark. So Jay fires it out to the Alamein Avenue side. Detoli takes the mark and then plays on to Duncan, trying to get some run on the footy. Good kick. Finding Z-Bath. Off half-back, good running from Detoli. Here he goes on that left foot and then finds Matt Walker. Now, what can they find forward of the arc here? Now, he's got a couple of leads on. Cameron went for him. That one, nice work from Weaven getting a fist who had to go back. Dunstan with it, with also Pope. Ball out of bounds in the pocket at the Logan Road end.
One of the shining lights for Albury today has been Jake again. He's had 22 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Never gives up. And that other man there, Michael Duncan, he has been really good as well. He's had the 21.
Bringing it back into play, deep into attack for the Albury Tigers. There's a whistle.
Throw it in again.
Throw it in again.
One person I have liked today is Detoli, boys, for Albury. I reckon he's shown a little bit for a young kid.
He's a Finley boy. Big raps on him coming out of that part of the world.
Good bakery at Finley.
Thank you, Dan. In attack here for the Albury Tigers. On hands and knees. Gainer. Where else would you find him at the bottom of the pack? North Albury via Broomhead, exit defensive 50. The kick's intercepted here by Blomley. Will Blomley for the Albury Tigers. Arcs around on the right, kicking inside forward 50. Good mark taken out in front. Cooper McIntosh in from the twos. So the two boys that have come into the lineup today, or 3 for the North Albury Hoppers, in Hutchison, McIntosh and Crelly, have all performed. A testament to the depth that's building here at Bunton Park. Long down the line. They could be out here, the North Albury. Well done, McCloskey, to see it across the chalk. Right in front of Monty, Newmarket Hotel. Michael Duncan's down behind play.
Didn't see that one. He hasn't quite got up quickly. North Albury bench was calling for out of bounds on the full, and I think they might have been right, but the boundary umpire said, no, boys, I'm right here. It's my call. But yeah, Dunk's just got up to his feet now. He's a tough bugger. He'll be right.
Yeah, gee, they mustn't lose him. They cannot
just grab it at the back of the shoulder.
Okay, here go North Albury. They're away through Flingard. Murphy on a lead here. It's wide. He won't get to it. Hillary with it. Or will he get to it? Yeah, taps it over his shoulder. Goes again, Murphy. Right foot banana. Look at that. That is sheer class and a Sunjan goal of the day. How did you like that, North Albury fans? Super. And that makes it 4.
That was absolutely special there by Josh Murphy. He turned his player inside out and finished it, and that just sums up North Albury's day. They have been simply unbelievable. 54 inside 50s, plays 27. They have dominated this game, and that was a beautiful goal.
Goal of the day, without a shadow of a doubt, from Josh Murphy as he kicks his 4th. Scott Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel.
This kid's got some talent, doesn't he? I don't know how he's not playing downtown somewhere at the moment. And
downtown, I like that.
Downtown. He should be playing in the big smoke, whether it's at VFL level or maybe even higher. And he's got a lot of tricks to his bow, and he's only going to get better as he develops. Obviously, only a kid, so he's someone that's got a big future.
Game high lead of 67 points to the North Albury Hoppers. 16-16, 112 to 6-9-45 on the Mac Jack Sheds 4th quarter scoreboard. Blomley in the centre of the ground for the Albury Tigers. Throws it on the right boot up to half forward. Goody intercepting here for the green and gold. He's going to switch out to the Alamein Avenue side. Raking looking ball. He finds Reynolds, who chips over the top trying to find Winter. His numbers for 40 winks.
Caden Winter's coming up for his 20th disposal.
True centre wing, club room side. of Bunton Park here in North Albury. He's going to kick down the line. Nice looking kick out to the lead of Broomhead. The coach wants to play on and get the ball inside 50 for his Hoppers. Gains a bit of yardage inside 50, top of the square out the back. Tigers have got some work to do. Dogger Dennis by hand. Rigoni, did he get taken high? Umpire said no. Here's Flack, back in board. Winter, have a shot, Caden. He kicks into the pocket and finds the lead of Isaac Campbell in front of a chock-a-block can bar.
He's got a couple of options too. He had a 2-on-1 in the goal square there, but I think he's better off going back and just having a shot here. This stage of the game, just finish it off.
So we'll have a shot on goal deep in the pocket. Isaac Campbell. He's been good today, the left footer. He arcs around, trying to improve the angle. Arced around too much. Minor score for the North Albury Hoppers. 16-17, 113 to 6-9-45 on the Border Carpet scoreboard.
Yep, so the ball at the fullback position here for the Albury Tigers. It is a massive lead now. So 16-17, 113 leads 6-9-45. Gus McLeod, it has been a smoking this afternoon. Here's Hayes, and he gets it off to Flack and then goes back. So they want to wind it up and send it in again through Campbell. Rigoni got hands to it. Gaynor goes back and gets his own mistake. Nice work. Off to Winter, though, intercepted it. High ball going up and down in the one spot, Broomhead. Yep. Rightio, Scotty. This will give the home crowd a chance to get a look at this real star in their own Guernsey.
Well, he kicked one about 5 minutes ago, didn't he, from a harder angle and a bit further out than this. So this is like shell and peas for someone like Timmy Broomhead. But how good was that? He's kept his eye on it the whole way up then. Didn't anyone else affect him. And as soon as it went up in the air, it was his ball. He just took off for it, and it was a really good chest mark in the end.
If you have one man kicking for your life, Dan, I reckon this is be the guy.
Spot on, Lukey.
Let's have a look. Tim Broomhead, crowd will tell the story.
Oh, no, Luke.
You've done it, Robbie.
You've done it. You've done it to one of the blokes you can't do it to.
I should have had a go at that last goal, shouldn't I? I've done it one goal too
late. We'll let Timmy know about that.
Yeah.
He has kicked 2-4 today, so yeah, I probably wouldn't have him kicking for my life.
Poor kick from Lucas Conlon at full back, intercepted at centre half back.
Hindsight cork, Scotty.
By Winter. He's too far to score. Just get it in there, Caden. Get it in the mixer, son. Looks into the pocket, trying to find Leighton Taylor front and centre. Here's an opportunity for the Hoppers. Rigoni bit off more than he can chew, holding the ball. Holding the footy, the Albury Tigers back six is going to survive. So 24 minutes gone here for NZ. Albury, they're going to bring it out to our broadcast position. Heiner Hennessy. He marks for the Albury Tigers. Umpire calls him to play on. Right foot kick, long down the line. Gardner, Foster, got a bit of work to do. Gathers. Nice rundown tackle from Matty Bender. Bit stiff not to get a free kick. Regathers the football. It come via Z-Bath, top of the goal square. And the mark has been taken by Garthwaite. And he'll pop it through from point-blank range.
The shining light for Albury is at times they've gone end-to-end quite easily. So their good footy has shown that it's all right, but they just haven't been able to put it together for long patches, and probably due to North Albury's defensive pressure probably hasn't allowed them to do it.
So here's Garthwaite. Tight angle. The distance shouldn't trouble him. Garthy, he's looking to kick his second, and the Albury Tigers seventh, and he snuck it through. Margin back to 63 points on the Border Carpet scoreboard.
Yeah, good finish there by Garthwaite, and he's competed hard today. It just hasn't been his day, and as it hasn't as Albury as well. Jakey Gaynor, he's been really good. 24 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Tim Broomhead's had a monster last term. He's had 10 disposals and a goal, and he's going to finish with at least 25 and 2. Lukey Francis, he's been fantastic today. And around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World, the two other games in the O&M that are taking place were Donga 11-2-68 plays Raiders 3-7-25, and Wangaratta 3-9-27 plays Murderford 4-5-29. And in the AFL, it is Collingwood 6-5-41 plays Essendon 5-3-33.
Great work, Dan. Comprehensive. Look at our scores around the grounds. Thanks to Mr. Stoves. Pool World, he's got it all for you. Oi. There's Blomley getting brought down.
Inspirations Paints, they've been a great sponsor for us too, haven't they, Gussie?
Inspirations Paints have.
Inspirations Paints.
Yeah, tell us the story again, Gussie.
Inspirations Paint, and enjoy having a full can.
Okay, Arch Gardner gets it away. And in they go, this time through Kate.
Downfield.
Yeah, it's going to be Murphy.
Winner got pushed in the back. So Josh Murphy will have another crack.
No,
it's going to Flack.
No, it is going to Murphy. I think Warwick's just called him out and said nope.
It's just a
going for a handful here, boys. So He could have had a real field there if he had a kick straight. I got him for 4-2, so yeah.
Josh Murphy.
He's had his opportunities. 6 shots on goal, going for number 7 here, and I think he might have been kicked one out on the full, did he? So, yeah, big day out.
35 out, directly in front, Sports Club end, to cap off a wonderful day for the North Albury Football Club. And yes, he pumps them up, and that's 5 for Josh. He gets a handful, and look at them come from everywhere, Dan, the Hoppers.
They're unbelievable, and Josh Murphy, he's had a great game today. He's just been awesome, and North Albury have been really good. They've had 16 inside 50s this quarter, so they've absolutely just gone from strength to strength. There's no laying down, there's no getting complacent. They've taken 8 marks inside forward 50, 19 for the game, Lukey,
19.
which I think is super impressive.
The bell's out, Monty. The bell's ringing.
Yeah, do we know what that means? Does that mean it's all over? Or?
I think that's North
Well, they
Albury's
could have blown
version
that
of the
halfway
fat
through
lady.
the second.
Yeah, okay.
Joffa.
Yeah, they probably could have pulled it out
I think it's
25, 30 minutes ago. Not brave enough to.
I don't know, maybe at half-time when they led 61-19.
And that ball just went over the stand. Sargent wall hasn't made its way back as another ball comes out.
How's this for a stat? The Sergeant McNeil Shield, which we're playing for this afternoon, hasn't been handed to North Albury for 17 years.
Yeah, wow. 2008.
And they're going to claim it in emphatic style today. 69 points they lead by here in the 27.5-minute mark as Albury kicked the centre half forward. Big contest forms. Front and centre was Dunstan. He got absorbed in a big tackle by Julian Hayes. Will ball the footy up at centre half forward. So a few contenders for the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Siren sounds! North Albury established themselves as a powerhouse of the competition. And after 17 long years, they regain the McNeil Sargent Shield from the arch enemy, the Albury Tigers. 17-18-120 to the Albury Tigers, 7-9-51. There won't be enough beer at Button Park tonight, Lukey. The Hoppers are back in 2025. And on the flip side of the coin, a lot of soul searching to be done for the Albury Tigers.
Yeah, you're right, Cassie. So the hoodoo has been broken here at Button Park this afternoon in front of a massive crowd. Fantastic. What a contest we saw, but they were just far too good. The Hoppers from the outset, they really put pay to the Tigers, and in the end, they've come away with a 69-point win comfortably. And gee, as you said, Gussie, won't this joint be rocking tonight?
Of course, followed by the thirds game this afternoon. And the Bunton bell is being rung, and I think it will continue to be rung long into the evening. North Albury, 17-18-120 to the Albury Tigers, 7-9-51. I'm going to have a stab in the dark. I reckon Murph's the man. I reckon Murph is the man with 5 big snags.
Yeah, I reckon they've got to give it to him.
For the North Albury Hoppers. Of course, we will cross to Monty and Vax for our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
Yeah, they're making their way to him. The man in the orange boots.
Is it going to be Murph? I reckon it's going to be Murph.
Yeah, Josh Murphy, eh?
So
if he keeps playing like this, Gus, he's got to come back on the radar, hasn't he, of AFL clubs?
Well, he's on Collingwood's VFL list, and maybe, just maybe, he might get a look in at the higher level. Monty, boundary side, you've got the player of the day for Anytime Fitness.
I do, as you were just talking about in the orange boost, Josh Murphy. How good's that, mate? 12 months is a long time in football last year. You had your chances to win it. Then you go out and do that sort of thing today, kick 5 and get a great result for your team.
Yeah, it's been massive, mate. I think it's 16 years since we last beat Albury on ANZAC Day, so I obviously had the game on my boot last year and couldn't do it for the boys, so no, it was good to do my part today, yeah.
And you've got to be happy as a full forward seeing the ball movement from half back inside 50 at the moment. It's so quick and so fast. Defenders don't have much of a chance on you, do they?
Yeah, I think we spoke about it after round 1 against the Rovers. It was probably a bit clunky, and that's where we broke down, is with that ball moving through the corridor. And we've gone to work on it. The boys have gone to work on it at training, and it's showed off today. And we're starting to build. It's just not what we're going to get to, but we're going to get further than this.
It's good to hear, mate. You got the long, big sights ahead of you, and hopefully you get to play in some big time footy as well, mate. Well done. Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, Josh Murphy.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Big Murph with 5 snags, a worthy winner of the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. We'll turn Monty's mic off so he can make his way over for the presentation. Of course, we are awarding the McNeil Sargent Shield to the North Albury Hoppers for the first time in 17 years. Luke?
Gussie, how tall is Murphy? Is he 6'2"? Is he 6'2"?
Yeah, I'd say he's there or thereabouts.
Yeah,
so he's a mid-sized forward. He's not a true tall, but he's not a true small.
He's powerfully built, isn't he? Like he's
Very.
muscly, yeah. He's so strong in those one-on-ones, and then that's his game, isn't it? Once he's isolated, he's so hard to beat. And look at the crowd here. This is fantastic. They're spilled onto the ground now.
Of course, I love Anzac Day footy when the thirds play afterwards. This helps build on the atmosphere.
That's it. That's it.
And we're about to cross boundary side for the presentation of the shield. I don't know.
We'll invite the captain of George Goody to collect the Sergeant McNeil Trophy from Stan Sargent.
So George Goody, he's been at the football club for such a long period of time, the first time he's received.
We'll invite George to say a few words.
He's George Goody, the captain of the Hoppers.
First of all, I'd just like to thank Albury. It's our biggest rivalry. I think it's about time we got one back on Anzac Day. I'd like to thank everyone who come today. I think we've got the best supporters, most supporters, and thank you so much. And to our boys, we're just getting started, so let's keep it going.
George Goody, he's a very happy captain. We mentioned he doesn't smile very often, but he's smiling this afternoon. George Goody being presented the shield, the Sergeant McNeil shield, and that'll feature heavily in the celebrations. And we'll get Monty to go into the rooms to sing the song. Monty, you are at ground level thanks to the Newmarket Hotel. What's the atmosphere like amongst the Bunton boys?
Tell you what, that bar is buzzing. Just quietly, you can hear a real buzz. You know, it's normally just a murmur, but it's an actual buzz there now. So it's, good to see.
So the thirds will kick off at the end of the, I suppose in about 10 minutes' time, but more importantly, we're going to go into the rooms of the North Albury Hoppers. We're going to follow Scott Montgomery in. Now, just keep tabs, Monty. I want to know if there's a certain man in the song.
Ooh. I'll keep tabs, don't worry.
Don't worry, because there was some misleading information last week being circulated.
Hang on, he's trying to get in this photo. He's trying to get in the photo, boys.
No, he's not.
No.
I was going to say, you can't...
He ran come charging in. I thought he was definitely trying to get in there.
Tell you what, Monty, you're pretty close.
Jump in, Panda, jump in.
Jeez,
he didn't like that at all. If looks could kill.
Did you get a stare?
I got a massive stare.
Stop your sulking Panda.
Just when we thought, we might get a smile, they beat the Archers.
No chance. He's going to have 2,000 pissed North Albury supporters in the rooms afterwards. He's got to do that yet.
We'll try and do our best to get into the rooms here. We are a long way away, but we'll do our very best to absorb the sounds of the song, which will be sung loud and proud here at Bunton Park. There's North Albury running away victors, 120-51 over the Albury Tigers.
Gee, George Goody would love to get his hands on that shield, wouldn't he, Gussie? He's been on the end of some absolute beltings and hammerings. He's had to wear them, so just to get his hands on that shield, he would have enjoyed it, I reckon.
He'll be licking his lips.
Oh, yeah.
So North Albury, they're going to go into the rooms. And it's going to be a jam-packed reception here at Bunton Park for the North Albury Hoppers. You can hear them making their way in. 17 years it's taken North Albury to secure a win on this day, Anzac Day, against their traditional rivals, the Albury Tigers. Brace for cover in there, Monty. You're going to be amongst the ruckus of green and gold.
Have a listen to that.
The McNeil Sargent Shield back at Bunton Park. Here's the song. Sports Club at Bunton Park will be absolutely rocking tonight. And if you're not heading inside, maybe you're heading to the Newmarket Hotel for a few refreshments, or maybe you're sticking with us on the drive home.
Ooh.
Here on O&M Live, previewing a big 3 more games to come on the Anzac Day weekend and celebrating a historic day for the North Albury Hoppers. 120-51, North Albury over the Albury Tigers on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Out of the box and primed for the show. On your marks, get set. Being first out the gate. Get the fit you need. The athlete's foot. Fit for every run.